ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into round 12 of the 2024 MotoOption Supercross Championship live here on Start Your Systems TV. I'm Kellen Brower. He is Andrew Wood. We're in the booth hanging out, getting ready for Triple Crown action here in St. Louis. It is going to be so good. A-Wood, final Triple Crown of the year. Are you ready? Because I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm super stoked. These are some of our favorites. Start with the LCQs and get some really good racing with the best of the best on the track 3 different times. So super pumped, and the track looks pretty cool too. So I hope it brings us some good racing tonight.
Yeah, I feel like what we saw, I mean, I put out a little video of the track earlier today, and one thing I've seen from the track layout so far is, dude, it's so tight. It's like really, really compact racing, and maybe a little bit one-lined in some sections, but long lap times because of it, as we'll get into here in just a minute. But I think that's going to help maybe this Triple Crown format, because as these guys stay a little bit closer and more compact together, we might see more block passing.
Yeah, I do think that. I watched your video as well, and I was like, oh, they looks longer, maybe 56 second time. So cool to see that the fastest is 58. So we're looking at race pace of a minute, but so much good use of the start straight, a lot of the back and forths. And normally that can be kind of boring, but there's a lot of good corners, and it's going to be a focus on cornering speed, whether it's in 90s or bull turns, giving opportunities for these guys to make passes. So track looks good, and I think we'll get some really good racing.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at qualifying times, as they just wrapped up qualifying. Well, actually, they haven't quite yet. It's not officially over yet, but as of now, Braden Carter fastest at a 58.335. Colby Eaglin, Alexis Leclerc, Jacob Hubbard, Logan Leitzel inside the top 5. And I guess this is kind of typical. We always see Carter maybe put a few tenths on the rest of the field, but I mean, behind that, it is so close. Those guys are, what, 0.2 of a second apart from 4th through 5th, or 2nd through 5th, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, Braden always kind of seems to stand out in the qualifying as well as the racing itself. So I'm super excited. We've seen this 450 class be really tight, but man, maybe that means there's not too many separators, which is good for racing. You know, it keeps everyone kind of there. When there's a full second or two inside the top 10, you know, it can get spread out really quick. So with these short races and close lap times, I think we're in for a good one. Well,
as it is a Triple Crown, remember, it's only top 18 goes straight in right now. So that cutoff point, Jeffrey Cooper, Braden Tharp right on the mix. Look, Rasmus Balzer, our 250 East points leader, is not even in this main event just yet. He's got to try to make it in. Jeremy Smith, multi-time race winner, also outside looking in, so he's going to try to break through. We are 250 West racing again this weekend, and Seth Surley's trying to keep the perfect season alive. Goes fastest by 0.3 of a second over John Heilman. And again, we're kind of starting to see more of the similar faces mixed up at the front of the field here. But if you had to pick a name out, A-Wood, who's going to topple Seth Surley off the top here?
Ooh, that is interesting. You know, it's this class. I mean, John Heilman, I was just kind of looking at names to see if there's someone that looks like it kind of missed. When you're next closest in qualifying and you've shown some good speed, I think that's something. But it does look like we're missing a couple of our other kind of big names. If we scroll down this list here, going down, Stevenson's had some really good races. But yeah, it looks like we might be missing a couple people. But
yeah, I mean, we still got 42 guys doing some laps out here. And the cutoff looks like it was Maverick Snyder over Timmy Briscoe. So that is a tough break for everyone outside looking in, trying to make it in. We'll get to those LCQs in just a minute. Taking a look at our standings, though, Braden Carter, 54 points up. I mean, we are down to the final 6 rounds of this championship, and I think it's also time to start counting down when it might be time for Braden Carter to take this championship home with him.
Yeah, I mean, 2 points over a 2-race lead. Is there any possibility that somehow in the upcoming weeks that gets to a 3-point lead? You never know. If you get a couple bad rounds or a couple bad races from the 3 guys chasing them, they're still in touch with that. But they are in their own little point chase now. You know, Hubbard, leapfrog Leclerc, and is kind of up there. So, yeah, just trying to look for some other battles in this point series, since Braden Carter is pretty much taking this thing down already.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're looking at just race wins at this point out of those guys to see if anything mixes it up. And kind of a similar situation on West, like Seth Surley, still perfect season thus far, still got it going, 6 for 6 through the first 6 rounds in terms of max points. He did not sweep the Triple Crown at Anaheim 2 earlier this year. Does he sweep again tonight? I don't know. We'll see, but everyone else is still chasing him at this point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't sweep tonight, I mean, this is the Triple Crowns. I feel like I always kind of say if you go 1-1-15, you're not going to get that bad of a position. But if you go 1-1-7 and you got someone else, Heilman or Stevenson, going 2-2-2 behind you, then that's kind of something where you have to keep an eye out for sneaking away a win. And this is a big point for Shirley to go perfect.
Yep, definitely going to be fun to watch how he does here tonight. Before we jump into the night show, real quickly, earlier today on our Instagram, we posted there's a MotoOption giveaway tonight. So we'll pull that up on our screen right now, what this is going to look like. It includes a t-shirt, a hat, a keychain, and a sticker pack. Please head over to @StartYourSystems right now on Instagram to see how to enter. Basically, all you really need to do is follow MotoOption and leave a comment in the comment section. But there is directions on what you're supposed to be commenting in the comment section. Right now, we've got... Let's see, we've got 6 people entered so far. I'd love to get that number up before we do a winner pick here tonight for this MotoOption giveaway. So head over to @StartYourSystems on Instagram and put that comment down. We'll add your name to the list, and we'll draw a winner in between the second and third races here tonight at the Triple Crown in St. Louis. Big shout out, of course, to MotoOption for always coming through and giving us the goods with that. And I can't thank them enough for all the support that they have given us over the years. Looks like I was just black flagged in the server, so we'll jump back in there and jump into the server to get ready to go racing, as we are going to drop the gate on 250 West Last Chance Qualifier here in just a few moments. And before we do that, though, Andrew, we're getting an overhead look of the track here for the first time that these guys on stream are seeing it. And again, just very busy, man. A lot of lanes, a lot of back and forth, 2 very long rhythm sections with a lot of different options in them as well. And one thing I noticed as well is that the triples are actually side by side this week. So we might have dualies or quadsies depending on which angle we're looking at the triples this week. That might be kind of cool.
Yeah, dualies today if we get some of that going on. And they're decent. They're about a half a track away actually with the way it goes about. So yeah, we're gonna see a lot of action here on this track and a lot of back and forth. And you said it's pretty tight, so I'm really excited to see how this gets going in the LCQs. There is a couple 90s, a lot of 90s obviously to get kind of the usage of the track, but there are a lot of bull berms and stuff like that people can stuff. But as we see in this first rhythm section, a couple different options here. That's a good option, probably the preferred line off the start straight. Gonna launch across this single here, hug this inside tight, and scrub. This one will be a huge whip jump, I'm assuming, with the lean in they're gonna have going into that. Nice little inside route option with a roller before and the outside. Into this corner, last corner passes are gonna be crazy right there if those guys start sliding up the inside. This wall and getting this inside tight is gonna be pretty important as well. Not let anyone get up your inside right here. Another launch back across. We'll probably see people sending it pretty deep and then get in that corner here. Nice little slow down bumps there as well into a 353 right before the other Supercross triple. That one looks steep and short, so hopefully you guys are tossing that, scrubbing some speed off. Triple on, off, triple, weed it, and then triple out, I think, or a triple single out, I think it ends up being. So
yeah, it's triple single, or there definitely is an option to quad out in this one, or even go quad triple to the inside, because then you set up for the whoop section right here. And the whoops this week are pretty peaky, I feel like, man. I'm not very good in the whoops anymore, but they're peaky.
Yeah, peaky too, with an option to kind of hit the brakes and slow down in the last couple whoops and hug that inside there. Excuse me. Nice little freestyle line here, or go outside and launch. We'll see if they can jump all the way across the start straight, maybe get in a different rhythm, or see what's going on. Seems like we get through the first 250 race, and then normally with the first 450 race that we get going, we start to see a lot more of the different line options, just because the guys have some speed, and hopefully people are tossing it upside down just like that for us all night long, so we get some more options for some dualies, some good screen time here.
Yeah, and by the way, people, oh, greasy, I am normally better than this at playing, but the problem is the lag time from the game to my TV, which we stream this on so that Awood and I can both actually watch it, is a little bit bad. So like the normal gameplay feel that I have is not comparable to what I'm feeling by watching it on the TV. So now I'm trying to watch it in the small streamer window that I have, and it's a little bit hard to comprehend what's going on in there too. So apologies because I might make this track look bad, but we'll try to bust some stuff out. Like through this section, like I said, you can triple on, step off, and triple, and then there's definitely a quad option into this corner right here. And then the first rhythm section as well, if I can get it.
I think we might get some potential jumper whoops there too with the little roller.
I don't know,
we
man.
have
They're
in the
really
starter.
notchy in between this week. I think it'd be a little bit tough.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is through this first rhythm section here is you can pop that 3, and then you can land in that pocket and quad all the way into the corner. I didn't quite get it there, but we'll just say it's possible. I promise it is. Let's see if I can go get this line over here again real quick because I definitely got it a couple times earlier in practice. But around this corner, triple in, step off. Ooh, almost quadded right there. So that's what I'm saying.
Definitely
maybe quad triple.
options. I would, if I was a rider, I would normally prefer that, you know, the quad and then a triple into the corner.
Yeah, they're really notchy.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Maybe we're just bad.
We are just bad. That's definitely true.
That's why we're
Mad 'cause
talking.
bad. That's why I'm talking. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, definitely possible in this first rhythm to go over, triple, and then quad up into the corner. I'm just not going to be able to get it very clean.
Looks like over triple 2, or you could wheelie over and get a jump, or go outside and jump all the way over. We're seeing you've heard of Bobby big lines maybe, but now you're seeing Kellen big lines here.
Can't even do the big lines. What are you talking
Looking like
about?
Benny Bloss just trying to blitz through that rhythm section. Full send. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is a skill issue, no question about it.
Oh yeah, send it right here. Yeah. And just like that, that's how you hit the front brake in there and lose all control.
Lose all control of the bike. But you can quad out. That's proof in the pudding right there.
Proof.
And then
Pudding.
let me get it one more time right here.
Triple. Off. Triple. Quad up. Sitting on the sidelines, listen to the pipe.
And then you can jump across
Oh,
from
yeah.
the outside.
Oh yeah, that's
then
right there. That's what I like. Triple easy
Triple
quad to
the
single.
big four. Yeah, and then single out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's so
We got
cool.
a Saru.
Sorry, catching on to
got
what's
it
going
out,
on
yeah.
here tonight. Not sure what we're waiting on at this point.
I don't know.
Have not timed
Hanging
out.
out.
So
Imagine
oh,
we're just
UID
not-
grab has not happened yet.
10 seconds.
That's what's going on. So we're gonna get a UID grab right schmeow and get going here shortly. But a cool racetrack here. I mean, I think it's just gonna be interesting to see what options these guys can use to make passes because it does seem a little bit tight in some areas. I don't love that it's left 90 to left 90 to left 90 to left 90 to left 180. Like that sequence is going to be really one-lined, I think. But after that, you have a bull berm right, right 90, bull berm right, bull berm left, right 90, and a bull berm left. And so I think that whole sequence right there is really what's going to open up people to, you know, maybe make a pass or do something funny to get a pass done at least.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we do see, sometimes we think a track is going to be great for passing or not great for passing, and then we see the opposite. So hopefully we do see, you know, some maybe surprising, right? A corner or a turn that just because of the way the racing shapes up ends up bringing more opportunities for passing. So hopefully one of these, this whole left NASCAR section that we're seeing will kind of change it up. Peaky guys.
But I do love this section right here because you can tuck inside and then the people are going to be just absolutely livid on this triple right here. I just made it look awful. Who's on the gate? Is that Dar?
Okay. Cody Dar.
No, it's White Grant.
White Grant, poser.
High Flyer 327 though, back in the day. I don't know, what was Dar's forum name? I don't even remember. Was it just Cody Dar?
I think it's, or like Dar.
Dar.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't believe, by the way, it's possible to jump the finish to the wall jump. Never really checked it. I would almost imagine they put a wall blocker up anyway.
Yeah.
They did not. So if anybody can really rail that corner, maybe that's a option.
Imagine.
Interesting. That would be very, very interesting, actually.
Very interesting.
Don't worry. I am hydrating, people. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. A little
Just,
5 out there?
I don't
Get
think
some
so.
Speed going?
I don't think a 5 is possible there, but I'm going to try my best to at least show it off. Yeah, I think that's too big. Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Do a flip.
Do a flip?
Do a flip. I don't even know if I can actually flip the whole triple like anymore.
Apparently I can't either.
Oh my gosh, Ronnie Mac.
Double dead sailor, dude.
Oh, he's got it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Oh my god!
Oh man. Tried quadding over the table. Holtzy, I don't have corner speed, brother. What are you talking about?
Bro, we're washed.
What is corner speed?
How about you try quadding over the table and you let us know if it's possible? It's possible. The thing is, like, when I started testing tracks and when I was like bad, I would do things and it was like, okay, if I can get my front wheel to it, it's possible. Like,
yeah,
I can't
That
quad,
was the litmus test for sure.
But so that's you kind of learn where your abilities are compared to everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, not race one. We're going to the 250 last chance qualifier first.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything better than a last chance qualifier? It would...
Not many things in life are better than good LCQs, especially on a stream night. Can't get much better than starting the whole night off of racing with the LCQ.
Alt F10? What does Alt F10 do?
I don't know.
I have water, Hubbard. I'm hydrating. Chill down.
We're drinking water. A bottle of water. Water.
Is that better?
Oh, did you get your throat goat clip? I want to get mine.
Clips.
Ew. That like hurts.
Clip compilation is Alt F10. A bottle of water.
A bottle of water. Water. Get the rally monkey out. Saw the Angels beat the Dodgers last night.
Yeah,
great. Little walk off.
I love that.
Triple by Zach Neto.
Can we do that in the regular season? Is what I really care about.
We can. I was thinking about making some Mookie bets on your San Diego Padres too.
Interesting to say the least.
Mookie Betts made 4 errors last night, so that was
yikes. That's gonna be a yikes for me.
Mm-hmm.
It would tell the people more about Triple Crown format and what we got to see on the docket here tonight.
So Triple Crown format, what we are going to see here tonight is we are loading in currently to the sight lap of our 250 LCQ. So positions 19 through 40 that missed out will be 22 riders on the gate trying to compete for top 4. Top 4 are going through into the 3 main races of the night. We will then go to the 450 race, same thing, getting the last 4 in, and then once we get those 22 racers all seated in, we will do 3 10-minute plus 1 lap races for the 250 class, and 3 12-minute plus 1 lap races for the 450 class. And these are very difficult races if you're a racer that does not have elite qualifying speed, a la me, always, and it kind of lends itself to those fast qualifiers to just get in securely to the races. So if you are a guy that takes a little bit more time to warm up to the racetrack, in the hour-long qualifying session, you weren't able to get yourself inside that top 18. You now have to have yourself outside looking in straight into the LCQ, not multiple chances like a heat race to LCQ you would normally have. This is it for these guys. If they do not get in through this LCQ, they will be out for the night and watching the racing from their couch. So Pretty stressful, definitely, if you're in these LCQs, because you don't get to do any racing if you don't make it. If you go into a heat race and you get there and you get a bad start, you fall, the last chance qualifier is your last chance, and it's a good feeling. But knowing you only have this one shot, one start, one chance, do not miss your chance to go to the main event.
All right, gave these guys a long enough warm-up at this point. Apologies for the 3-minute delay in the schedule there for my computer to load, but it is time for the 250 last chance qualifier here in St. Louis. So this is going to be a fun one to watch. Let me actually load
First gangbang of the night.
Load up live timing.
Get some live timing. We have got all sorts of stuff going on. And I cannot wait.
I just can't wait to watch Celsa Q.
Sing it.
Briscoe, Ryan Anderson, Jonah Baquette, Ethan Lenhart also out here. All right. Cash Woods, Mark Hondas Feitosa, Carl Novak, Arthur Miranda, Nick Niles, Colton Heckman, Cameron Perkins, Caden Speck, Tanner Thorson, Austin Bridges, Pedro Barboza, Milas Soderblom, Wyatt Grant, Evan Cormack, Jackson Lindsay, Wyatt Carter, Talon Brown. That is who is going to the gate in this last chance qualifier. Pick your favorite. Pick your favorite who's headed to the gate right here in this LCQ, because they have got to make it in through the top 4 or they are headed home.
My favorite.
Your favorite.
I'm going to go for a little our teammate, Colton Heckman.
All right. It was going Colton Heckman.
Sexy SYS bike.
I have literally no clue. I just want good racing. Here we go. Let's kick things off in St. Louis. 250 LCQ. We're off and running.
I'm going to come.
He's going to get the whole shot up the inside. There's some contact.
So many dudes.
And Talon Brown pushed out a little bit. Carson Bullen is actually going to grab the whole shot.
Oh, yeah. Look at that preferred line through to that rhythm, but whoever's in second there is coming up quick.
Carson Bullen gets the early race lead. We get these low shot off the triple. Let's see any dualies. Oh, look at everyone just tossing. Not really any dualies, just some sick whips as everyone lays it over in the night sky here at the Dome. And
Barbosa, the pirate.
Rough start for Barbosa there. But Bullen still leads from Brown, Briscoe, and Grant in the top 4. And Wyatt Grant has got some company.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's look at all those dudes right on his rear wheel there. He saw someone throwing it inside. These guys are battling, jockeying for position early. It's so important. Toss dualies.
Oh!
I'll give it for that. But Grant goes deep and is going to drop it 3Ds deep at least. Drops it over in the corner. And just like that, he's outside of a top 4 spot. So he's got some work to do.
I love the commitment to dualies by Wyatt Grant there, that he tossed away a transfer spot by throwing it too heavy off the triple. But he's still close. Jonah Baquette right here is in the final transfer spot as all these guys tuck into the inside. And Baquette doing an option line right here. Oh, it's going to be tight. Triple. Oh, we got a rider down right there. That's Bullen who was our race leader. So that is going to put Feitosa, I believe, in the final transfer spot. Wyatt Grant just outside looking in. These guys all fly into your living room, staying low in the corner, tucking to that inside. So it's Briscoe from Brown, Jonah Baquette, and Feitosa who's in this final transfer spot.
Just tucked it.
Baquette just tucked it. In. Oh, yeah. Wyatt Grant has now moved up into the transfer spot. So Wyatt Grant right here has third place right in front of him. He's got Carson Bullen right behind him, and then just an absolute freight train of guys behind that. So let's see what happens. Oh, look at this.
Oh, inside line.
Double, single before the Supercross triple. Actually kind of works.
I don't like it.
Oh, let's see.
Doesn't really just get the speed I feel like that he needs on that 250. Not being able to scrub that steep triple right there just kind of seems like it's a lot. But look at this Cowie rider coming in, sending up the inside.
Oh, that was Carson Bullen, who went right up and over the top of the berm, and Wyatt Carter has snuck into the final transfer spot with all that chaos. So Carter moves forward. He goes for the wheelie option line to go 3-3 through this rhythm section. Meanwhile, Thorson tucking inside, just not able to get there. Now in this battle for 4th place as they go over the Supercross triple yet again. We're only on lap 3, and there's still a lot of racing left to go in this LCQ.
Yeah, Thorson tried to give him a little bit of taste of his own medicine going up the inside of Carter there. But look at these two. This is such a close battle, and Carter being in the 4th position, it really has to be defensive here. You don't want to lose it and go outside of the top 4. But these guys also, if they end up getting into a battle, you're going to see that pack of 3 riders right behind them start to tighten up. So interesting to see if we get any different lines here. I do like seeing the guys try other things though here early on in the race, but they got to make sure it's going to work out, or else they're going to be missing out on the main. And just like that, that
was Feitosa, I believe.
Feitosa.
Yeah, Marcondes Feitosa, who was up in third, just laid it down. That's going to put Thorson into a transfer spot. We got guys going down. Jackson Lindsay's down. Wyatt Grant just hit the deck. So Feitosa is now back in, as this is Thorson on the 96 coming into your screen. There is Feitosa in the transfer spot. So it's Talon Brown, Timmy Briscoe gone at the front of the field. 7 seconds over Wyatt Carter on the Kawasaki going through screen right there. Then Feitosa in and out of the mechanics area. And Thorson, who just snuck in, is now back out of a transfer spot again. He's got to try to make this happen. Oh, it's tight. Do that inside line, and it is on for 4th place.
Yeah, it looks like Ryder's favoring that inside line there. Just maybe a little bit difficult to get to, as we saw Feitosa go outside. I think he lost a little bit of time to Thorson. Sorry, my bad. Just got to make sure I'm talking about the right person. Sometimes I just throw names out there and hope it's the right person. Thorson, gets the triple cleanly, side-by-side dualies, and we're going to see him go up the inside, take the spot. Feitosa lets him have it. Let's see if he's able to mount a charge back here. There's a little quad right there. A little double quad, triple.
Feitosa goes to the outside. We got to ride her down. That's the 9:45 of Talon Brown, who was leading this race. Feitosa's thinking about it. He's going to cut the track, and Thorson's going to get a small advantage out of that. Also, keep an eye on Cash Woods sneaking into the mix right here. He just went fastest of everyone on the track last time by with a 1:02.476, and now he's moved up to 5th because Brown went down again. He was down in the whoops. He was down in the next rhythm lane, so now Briscoe leads. Wyatt Carter, Tanner Thorson, Feitosa, and Cash Woods are all together. And oh, look at that! Cash Woods puts Feitosa on the ground for 4th. Just gave him the business, and Feitosa had nowhere to go. He's off the bike.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that's a sick move, and that's what we're going to see. We love these LCQs. Feitosa off again. We see these guys pointed out in that track preview. It's such a good last corner for those guys to go in there and throw it down, and he did it 2 laps early, but man, you go in there, you solidify that you're going to be in that spot, and look at him moving up forward now, still trying to make some more moves and get himself away from that final transfer spot. We are getting into some lappers, I think.
No, that's Briscoe. That was Briscoe down.
Out of the lead.
Thorson swapping. These guys are all over the places. Cash Woods almost gets into the back. Carter is leading this thing still. Down in the background goes Talon Brown, I think that was, at the end of the whoops. Look at this fight for the win, though. Carter takes it over from Thorson. Thorson is all over him as they go into the Supercross triple here on the last lap. These are 3 riders trying to win the LCQ. Down the inside, Cash Woods alongside Thorson. They'd be better off to just stay in position, and I think they are. Carter, Thorson, Woods, and Timmy Briscoe goes to the main events here tonight in St. Louis, as he holds off in 4th place. Jackson Lindsay misses out. Ryan Anderson, Austin Bridges, Talon Brown, Evan Cormack, Arthur Miranda, Marcondes Feitosa, Wyatt Grant, Pedro Barboza, Jonah Biquette, Nick Niles, Ethan Lenhart, Carl Novak, Millie Soderblom, Colton Heckman, Carson Bolin, Caden Speck, Cameron Perkins, all missing out on the show here tonight. They are headed home early, but at least they got a little stream time, got in on the LCQ, and I think they'll be happy about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to be bummed, but hey, now they got time. Go put in some work, and we'll see you. Actually, we're going to break for this West Coast class, huh?
A little bit of a break,
See you in a couple weeks. Is that a dyslexic Austin Stroop right there? 981.
Excuse me?
Same thing. Just my favorite rider of all time.
Okay. I was like,
look how close that gap was. 0.047, I think. Is that after cuts?
Yeah, no, Carter lost it on cuts to Cash Woods, who goes from third.
Money!
He goes from 3rd to the win. Thorson drops from 2nd to 3rd, and the winner, who was Carter, drops from 1st to 2nd. So Cash Woods picks up the dub. They're taking Timmy Briscoe with them to the main event. And, 250 LCQ kicking us off here tonight with some good ones.
Yeah, cash money millionaires out there losing the spot or getting gifted the spot. And, man, that's crazy. I was going to say Briscoe having the lead so late and then going down and ending up 4th is such a huge, I don't want to say gift, but it's really scary to go down with the lead that late in an LCQ. I've definitely been leading LCQs before and fallen and lost it within the last lap or so, and there's nothing more heartbreaking. So, yeah.
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 So Cash Money taking the dub here in the last chance qualifier, setting himself up for a good shot in the main event coming up here shortly. Coming up in the 450 last chance qualifier, a couple names in this one: Jared Gummison, Spencer Turley, Aaron Rockefeller, Daniel Mills, Chase Blakely, Garrett Hollenbeck, Ethan Parks, Tanner Rogers, Devin Davis, Seth Carr, Rasmus Balzer, Noah Bindis, Adam Holm, Alex Zellner, Alex Heckman, Eduardo Simos, Christopher McPherson, Caleb Hall, Jeremy Smith, Seth Crotty, Braden Tharp, Anthony Pachone, all go into the gate in this one here for the last chance qualifier of the 450 class in St. Louis. And man, single digits, race winners, current points leaders in the 250 East. This is
champions, past champions.
We had a really stacked LCQ in Seattle, I think it was. But this one is pretty good too. I feel like there's a lot of really big names that are going to be bummed not to go to the main event.
Yeah, and I was going to point something out. I thought I saw it earlier. So Braden Tharp was racing the 250 West class and now has just given that up to go try to race 450s here tonight.
I guess so.
Because I saw him in the list, but he's like 7th in the championship points. And I saw his name and I was confused if he was West or East, but we saw him on the West point series list. So going to be interesting, but got my boy D Mills in here. I would love to see him qualify, but with the way his luck has been lately, I don't know if that's going to happen. But I'm keeping my eye out on Chase B. He seems like he's been having a really rough year so far. Adam Holm as well. Man, Devin Davis too. It's been a long time since he's missed multiple mains on the year, so he seems like he's been having a pretty good year.
Wait, I've D Mills as sketch for what? Oh my god, it's a miracle.
Well, half of them.
Yeah, I don't have his gear.
And I think he left his team, but that's the bike that he still has. But maybe he's rocking some JDR gear or something, or some old stuff. Who knows?
I missed the memo on my team running the icy set here tonight.
I like it, though.
It is good. I went with red for the Cardinals look, but I appreciate it regardless. One thing I was going to say real quickly, Alex Effort's asking if we do predictions on here so you can Gamba your channel points. Need to up your points on here fast. I don't think I've done that. How do I do that? Like, how do I set it up so that they can gamble the channel points on what exactly? I don't really get it, but
I think it might need like a plug-in or something that you'd have to, like people I would always in the Marvel racing where they got all those commands and stuff you can get, but I don't know how we would gamble them.
I'll try to look into it, maybe set it up for next week, but I know that that's possible. I just don't remember how to do it. Like, it's been a minute since I've had any stream commands or anything like that, so
everyone used all their hydrates there. Now they're trying to get their points back. Just gotta watch and comment. Come on, get out here.
Try / prediction.
Present a question in the chat, can place their channel points on the poll options. Didn't know we had a bunch of
we got Twitch specialists in here. All right, here we go, folks. 450 LCQ off and running. 55. Is that Rogers in this one, getting a beautiful start? Must be learning from his hero Jacob Hubbard, who has been ripping hole shots all year. But Rogers putting another Phil Ski and Snowboard KTM out front. He gets a whole shot in this LCQ. Seth Carr up in the 2 ride with Adam Holm in 3rd. A lot of guys going down. Wow, massive stack up.
3rd place
who's gonna
now.
Who's going to be 4th to go through right there? That is D. Davis, who's just moved into 3rd. And there's a massive gap already because of that crash. So Seth Carr leads now from Tanner Rogers. Devin Davis is 3rd. And then here's 4th, Eduardo Simos. Thanks to that crash, though, everyone is still really close. So this ended up to be fun right here.
Yeah, as far as the transfer position, we've got everyone loaded up right where they need to be. D. Davis, you can definitely tell that was a veteran move there when you got 18 different guys down. Just hop off the track and go around them. There's no point in sitting there stacking up, waiting for everything to come up. But Doodoo's going to miss that, and we almost get a little bit of trial. He's not close enough, though, but Doodoo misses the triple.
Here's your boy.
And drops the spot. There's D. Mills in the perfect position to throw this away. Let's see what happens here. Triple single to the outside. Always rooting for my boy. Almost, or he did get it moved up on the inside by Doodoo. Went and slid it in there. Look at these guys hitting the jump across line, too. Let's see how that works out compared to Doodoo's line.
different options all around. Everyone did something different in that first rhythm that we were watching right there, but it's still D Davis right in front of Simos, and here's D-Mills up the inside trying to make that pass on Simos. Let's see if he pushes it. No, Simos shuts the door, and D-Mills has to settle in behind him. You got Pachone on the 57. He's also right in tow. There's a great battle going on between Turley and Caleb Hall back here as well. They just exchanged fisticuffs, I believe, and Turley was on the ground. Jared Gummison went by, so they are going to have to try to rebound here and get back into the mix as D-Mills still works on Simos for the final transfer spot. This is a good fight already.
Yeah, I believe I think he can definitely do it right here. It's just going to be something you're going to need to watch out for is Dudu's little bit of lag bubble. You want to be careful when making a move, whether you're trying to pass him around the outside or going up the inside and actually making contact. But look at D-Mills, gets the quad into the corner. Just like that, Dudu stacks the triple into the corner.
Seth Carr's down.
Seth Carr down, almost gets into D-Mills. So D-Mills was losing a lot of time by going outside before those whoops. He's gotten past there twice in a row. I just wanted to point that out. So something to keep an eye on if people are quadding even to the outside.
Yeah, D-Mills now moves up into fourth ahead of Seth Carr, and then Pachone is right behind them still. So this is tight. These guys have not been able to separate too much in this race just yet. Now a little bit of a gap. Looks like Pachone maybe got hung up on that inside rut, but Carr is still right there. So Rogers is leading this thing by 5 seconds. That Kawasaki you see flashing at the front of the screen, that's Devin Davis in second. You got Simos in third and Daniel Mills still in fourth right here, but Seth Carr is trying to give him the business for this position. Through the front door, Simos almost lays it down. He's able to save it. Let's see if he gets going in this battle again as Carr goes by, but Simos almost tossed that thing away.
That was very important for Dudu to keep it on 2 wheels there. Very smart by him to slow down and roll that triple instead of trying to go for it when you got that close to losing it. Now he's still just on the outside looking in, going to look up the inside, not able to close it up that time. D-Mills, though, going outside, still using that rhythm option. He loses some time there towards the end of that rhythm section as well, so going to keep an eye on that. And Devin Davis has been falling slowly back from second. Seth Carr cases the triple. Let's see what happens there.
That was close because D-Mills almost landed on his rear tire there. And yes, Devin Davis is still just sitting right in front of these guys. Rogers has kind of snuck away. It's 5 seconds. It's not a massive lead, but he's already going through the switchbacks, and then see D Davis just peeking out in front of these guys. So Simos then has Ethan Parks pretty close behind him, and then Pachone. So if these guys still make any mistakes, any one of these guys could pounce on the opportunity as Daniel Mills still hangs out on the bubble spot. So you know him. What's he feeling like right now? Is he loose enough to be able to hold on to this, or is he going to tighten up a bit?
No, I think he's definitely loose enough, probably by just being a veteran and having that, and also maybe some beverages as well. So we'll see if that hinders him. But I think he's definitely going to be comfortable here, just knows he just needs to hit his marks. And I think if he does go down, I mean, pulling out the quad right there, if he does go down, it's just going to be a little miscue and not anything really from nerves, just maybe messing up some timing of a rhythm section or something. But I think he's got it here. He feels comfortable in the LCQ and knows that he can be a top 10 guy when it comes down to the races. So I don't think he's stressing too much as far as his pace, and now he's got a little bit of gap. So he's probably going to look at Seth Carr and D Davis and just try to move forward.
2 laps to go this time through for these guys as time has just now expired. So they missed the clock by about 15 seconds for our race leader, Tanner Rogers. That's Seth Carr that's down on the triple, and that is going to be Simos landing on him and going down. Splitting the gap was Ethan Parks, who went by. Pachone moves up into 5th. Parks is now on the bubble spot as he's getting sideways in the rhythm section, and this is now his spot that he's got to try to hold on to for a lap and a half before this thing is done.
Yeah, Ethan Parks on that Heckman Productions SYS machine, looking icy in that gear, looking great, but man, is he got something to worry about of being the 4th place guy. If you're not, even though you don't have pressure ahead of or behind you, it's kind of scary to have to ride, but luckily he only has 1 more lap that he has to stay up. And honestly, he's in a pretty good spot. As long as he can calm his nerves, you got D Mills past D Davis in front of him, but you've got a 5-second gap behind you. So all he needs to do is cruise, hit his marks, and not really push anything. For me, I would just be keeping an eye out for the whoop section, but haven't seen too many mistakes in the whoops. We thought they were going to be difficult, and not too many crashes from these guys. It's been more so in the rhythm sections and just small little like that 353 where they're making mistakes.
Yeah, definitely weird spots that we've seen crashes so far tonight. Parks is getting through it clean and pretty good little gap back to Seth Carr for him now. So he's just got to try to hang on through the whoops one more time. Looks like D. Davis is hopping through these whoops a little bit, but Parks is going to make it through A-OK right there. And up front, Tanner Rogers is going to bring us home.
Okay, Tanner Rogers, we got to... Tanner Rogers with the W, and Holly with the song.
Amen. Amen. I'll get married.
Good job, Holly. Great song, mixing it in here in this last chance qualifier. So Tanner Rogers goes through. Daniel Mills, Devin Davis, and Ethan Parks made it through in the final transfer spot. No, we missed it, but it was pretty spread out by that point. Pachon ended up 11 seconds behind. And yeah, Jeremy Smith also going to miss out here tonight. Aaron Rockefeller, Spencer Turley going home, Seth Carr, Eduardo Simos, Chase Blakely, Caleb Hall, Garrett Hollenbeck, Alex Heckman, Christopher McPherson, Seth Crotty, Rasmus Balzer, Jared Gummison, Adam Holm, Noah Bindis, Braden Tharp, and Alex Zellner all heading home early. Looks like we got a visitor up on the couch early here tonight. Andrew Wood is joined by none other than Oakley the dog. Oakley hanging out. So we already got my daughter saying stuff, and now Oakley's out here. He's visiting and saying hello.
This is one of the dogs of all time. The chillest guy. Your wife left me a little present because I was like pointed at him when she was shutting the door, and she just smiled because she knows how much I love Oakley. He is perma-faded. If you see his eyes, look, Oakley.
He's just gonna collapse in. He's good.
Yeah, he's the cuddliest boy. So chill.
Yep.
We will be here for the rest of the night.
He's just in there, man. He's good. Look at man.
Oh yeah. Bud.
There isn't a better spot in the world right now than just cuddled up with you.
He's just
couldn't get much better than that.
Every time you leave and I get a house sit, me and this guy we just get to have so many good cuddles like this. He'll stay here all night.
He is one of the chillest dogs ever. He'll definitely just fall asleep right there. No question about it. So he's going to join us on the stream for the foreseeable future. We're going to get back into our intermission screen here and hang out, get ready for the races, because now we have got the LCQs done. Main races are coming up. We got 250 race number 1 heading to the gate. It's almost go time in this Triple Crown format here. And yes, this is a Andrew Maroney jersey. Shout out to Andrew Maroney for sending me that jersey. That's actually a long time ago that he sent me this jersey. I'm trying to think. 5-6 years ago, probably, that I got that jersey from Maroney. So.
Just the chat. Dog extremely happy. He's sleepy.
Good boy.
Bro is not beating the sleepy allegations.
Yeah, but no. So Joey D in chat asked, "Am I done with racetracks?" Yeah, I've been done with racetracks for a couple weeks now. If you want to follow me and all the things that I'm doing as a journalist and member of the media now, everything at MotoOnline.com. That is MotoOnline.com. For the last 2 weeks has been me. So all the feature stories I've written, all of the videos I've done, etc., has been me for the last 2 weeks at this point. So head over there, follow what I got going on over there. Be sure to give the Instagrams and Facebooks and Twitters and all that stuff a follow, and check out what I'm doing now, because it's still a lot of the same stuff I was doing at RacerX. It's just for a different company now. So appreciate everyone who's followed along through that journey so far, and hopefully we continue to grow and continue to make it a successful brand in the sport.
You're still getting the best interviews in the sport. It's my number one media guy right there. It's my favorite. Yeah, MotoOnline.com. Going to be bringing some good stuff too. I feel like it's something where a lot of people in the U.S. didn't really use it as much, and I do think it's going to help not only you and the company, but having your following and getting some new people to have somewhere else to digest their information. And after watching Supercross and Motocross, and I'm super excited to see the coverage you can bring. So
yeah, I appreciate that.
Dope.
And shout out to Alex Efforts, who also said he is trying to help out and push it in the algorithm, because I think we need to really up the social game over there on the Moto Online, at least Instagram, because there's a lot of followers, but not a lot of engagement. So I'm really trying to push hard for that for the last couple weeks and make stuff that's a little bit more engaging, get more people to actually comment or respond or say some things in that. So thank you guys who have commented or liked or shared or whatever with all those photos so far, because it seriously actually does help a lot in pulling that Instagram account back up a little bit. Definitely going to be a bit of a long haul to get everything back on a solid level, but doing my best to make it all happen. And yeah, so far so good with a lot of the stuff that we're doing over there. So again, appreciate the support and keep following along.
Oh yeah. All right. What do you think we are gonna see here from this first 250 main event? Do you think we're gonna see Shirley with a start and a checkout, or?
I don't know, but I know what we do need to see, A-Wood, is we need to see the Design Lab Co. whole shot pick coming out of your mouth. We've got Maverick Snyder, Race Cobble, Emmett Sun, Tyler Show, Trevor Burns, Timmy Briscoe, Seth Shirley, Evan Holt, Emmanuel Cepeda, Wyatt Carter, Evan Vanderkoy, Austin Schaefer, Tucker Zimmerman, Alec Horn, Tanner Thorson, Cash Woods, Hayden Stevenson, Jake Spees, Tyler Nichols, John Heilman, Joey Rico, and Ben Nerona. Who's getting the whole shot?
I've got two in my head right now. Nerona just kind of put me in a blender with his the way he hit that rut coming back on the start straight. Blew my mind. He like blew the rut on purpose, but it still kind of looked fast. I don't really know. So I'm gonna change it probably between the races, but for this first one here, I'm thinking I've got a Hayden Stevenson.
All right, Hayden Stevenson.
Shot.
Why does that say race 2? Because I'm on 250 Heat 2. My bad. Wow. My bad. We're good. Wow. We're good. We're dialed. We're going to get the timer.
You're good.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry, Cap. We'll just buff out those scratches. All right, folks. It's time to get the Triple Crown underway. 250. Race number 1 is set to go. Seth Shirley's trying to keep the perfect season alive. Does he do it again here in St. Louis? We're off and running. We looked at Evan Holt there on the 18. He's going to get pushed a little bit. Shirley's going to have a good line down the inside. Does he whole shot? No. Joey Arico with the Design Lab Co. whole shot as he leads the 82 Providence machine around. Seth Shirley with a good second place start is going to funnel in right behind him on the 1 dub. And then we got Thorson, Woods, Horn, Snyder, Vanderkoy, Schaefer, Nerona, and Carter inside the top 10 on lap 1.
Yeah, what a great start by Arico there. A couple guys kind of getting together in the inside, and he just sent it a little bit deeper, but was able to hug that inside nicely. But he does have some pressure here. When you got the number 1 on you this early, this quick, it's definitely going to be stressful here. I would be looking for Seth Shirley to make a pass before we even get to the end of the whoops. Let's see if he has a little bit more speed through this rhythm section here. Both probably going to do the same line, but sometimes Shirley's just able to stay a little bit lower.
Oh, Rico quadding up to the outside, going to case and try to get a run into this whoop section. Shirley almost pulled up alongside of him. Now Rico's hopping. Shirley gets into the back of him, and they both go down, and they're both off the bike. The 27 of Alec Horn goes to the race lead. Cash Woods into second, Vanderkoy into third, and we've got a new leader in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, and Cash Woods, I think Pogo sticking back there might have stayed up, but was a great spot for him to be in after coming through the LCQ. But just like that, Alec Horn, as you see him celebrating mid-whip with the bar humps, and he's already got a huge lead after the 2 leaders going down right there, and he was able to get it through cleanly. Evmoof Vanderkoy was in second, just got passed for third, and that's going to move Evan Holtze up into second right here. So going to keep an eye on this, but look at that battle from 2 back through 7. We got a pretty good gap, and Shirley is the one backing up behind Thorson and Shao. So Holte leading this group right here. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, Holt's a little bit short on the triple right there, and Vanderkoy's keeping him close. Cash Woods, like you said, nose picking in the rhythm section, but able to pick it up and hold on to the 4 spot. Now trying to pass Evmoof into third. Trying to use this cut across line, let Moof go deep into the corner, and now here comes Cash Woods down the inside into third place with a great pass. He is bringing the 96 of Tanner Thorson with him there in the background. Thorson now moving up into fourth. Tyler Show also mixing it up as Woods holds on to third, and there's Show right there. As you can see, Shirley now tucking in behind Evan Vanderkoy, who had made the pass into third, got shuffled back to sixth immediately, and now has Seth Shirley to deal with behind him.
Yeah, and this is where it could be something that Seth Shirley needs to kind of watch out for. He's got this tight group of guys in front of him, but not really hasn't seen too many opportunities as far as making passes to get by. And the longer you sit back here, the less chance you have to get up into that podium position for this race. And this could be the quote-unquote bad finish that we need to see here out of Shirley for someone else to get a win. But right now he's looking good. Evan Vanderkoy trying to put some pressure on him as they come into this really long rhythm section right here. These guys not doing too many crazy things, but I think the next rhythm section after they go back across the start is the
Thorson
big one.
Down.
Thorson goes down. Turley misses him, but Shirley gets a twofer right there.
Well, it's Tyler Show of the Spencer Turley team that had to avoid him, but Joey Rico is quadding up over top of him. Going to make a nice pass right there into fourth. So Shirley now all the way up into the 3 spot. Back out front, it is still Alec Horn, the EVP Husqvarna program, leading this thing on lap number 5. We are almost 4 minutes into this one, so we're looking at about 6 minutes and a lap left to go in this first of 3 races in the Triple Crown format here in St. Louis. Evan Holt holding on to second, and there is Seth Shirley in third. So that's your current positioning. Joey Arico fourth, Tyler Show in fifth, Vanderkoy sixth, Stevenson seventh, Heilman eighth, Race Cobble in ninth, and Austin Schaefer rounds out the top 10. He's right in front of Cash Woods on the 84. And, man, everyone's still pretty tightly packed together. The front 3 kind of establishing a small gap amongst each other, but could go a lot of different ways in these fights back here as we're watching Arico and Show battle it out for fourth.
Yeah, I think we talked about how close the qualifying times were. I think everyone's pretty close in speed here. It's just about hitting your marks consistently. Is that
Alec Horn down?
That was Alec Horn down out of the lead.
Oh, man.
So that's going to allow Holtzy to go into the lead and Shirley up to second. Alec Horn, though, drops all the way back to 8th place from 1 fall out of the lead. So that just shows you how close these guys are right here. He's still tossing it, feeling good, trying to get back in the flow. Just needs to put some laps together. But I don't think there's too much separation. I think it's these guys racing the track and their mistakes for the most part.
Yeah, it's definitely a few mistakes early on that are costing these guys. That has now put Evan Holt of the District Designs Honda program into the race lead. You can see Seth Shirley just kind of hanging out behind him, 2.2 seconds back right there. And then Joey Rico lining off the triple still with Tyler Show right behind him. And Show has been really strong this season, mixing it up with these front runners in the 250 class. So he also factors in as a bit of a dark horse tonight. Oh, and nose picking the whoops and going down is your championship leader, Seth Shirley. Through goes Show, through goes Arico. Who else is going to go by? Stevenson on the 12 has made good progress. There's Heilman on the 49, swoops the outside, makes the pass. Vanderkoy trying to get in the mix as well. That's now 2 crashes for Seth Shirley. Very uncharacteristic for the champ.
Yeah, I mean, is the pressure getting to him, the pressure of a perfect season? We'll have to see how it keeps going right here, but maybe he's getting a little bit frustrated. He has to know that when he gets up into a 3rd, 4th, 5th place spot, he can kind of settle down and doesn't need to push for the lead because we are in the Triple Crown format tonight. But man, yeah, 2 big crashes and losing multiple spots each time that we've seen that happen. Crazy to see that he's just dropping kind of 101 lap times around there. He does go down and still run a 109, which means he was on a pretty fast lap before he went down. But yeah, I don't know if he has really a big enough speed difference to straight up pass most of these guys. And just like that, another mistake. He jumps into the bales on one side. Rider in front of him goes off the other side, and he is going to have to go back and forth. And that is Heilman.
Yeah, yes, John Heilman. Oh, Rico
down.
Yeah, Rico down at the end of the whoops right there. That's going to shuffle him back. Maybe outside of the top 10, going to be close with him. So Shirley moves back into the top 5. We're going to complete a full lap on board with the 1 dub machine right here as Evan Holt continues to lead. Shirley, a big mistake on the Supercross triple. Still goes for the double out and just barely gets it to hold the spot on Evan Vanderkoy. Let's see if Vanderkoy outdrags him on the straightaway. No, Shirley cuts the line off and holds on. So that's what a 104.4 looks like on board with these guys. Vanderkoy still right on Shirley. And there's a good little freight train behind that as well, still mixing it up. Here is a battle between Hayden Stevenson and John Heilman. I don't believe they are teammates. I think Heilman, I forget what team Heilman is on, but 2 different Yamaha programs, and Heilman second in the championship entering here tonight. One of these 2 gentlemen is perhaps the biggest challenges that we've seen this year to Seth Shirley's dominance, in that they've mixed it up front quite a bit. just hasn't worked out in their favor for a race victory yet. So being in front of Seth Shirley right now plays a huge factor in where these guys could potentially end up overall tonight, because they're strong enough to put 3 good main events together.
Yeah, these Heilman and Stevenson these were both going to be who I was between with my whole shot picks. I do think these guys can have great races here and good finishes, and they're showing it right now. Didn't have the best starts themselves, but they were able to work their way up, and now they're both, inside the top 4, trying to move forward. They do have a little bit of room to get up to show to get into second and third, but they're both just kind of putting down the laps and training right now. And trying to run away, but man, they've got a lot of clear air though, and it's just really these two back to back.
Yeah, last time by Tyler Show, fastest rider on the track at a 1:01.484, is also his best lap of the race. All these other guys around in 102s, 102.4 for Holtze, 102.4 for Stevenson, 102.4 for John Heilman, 102.5 for Joey Arico. Seth Shirley ran a 107.4 because he crashed again. Not a fall off, I don't believe, but another mistake. And Heilman just got high centered on that rut a little bit, so he's going to lose a little bit of time in that fight that he was having with Stevenson. Stevenson goes off the track and jumps back on, almost went over the bars in the process. So we're coming down to the final minute plus a lap of this race, and Evan Holt is still leading this thing as he tries to hold off Tyler Show, who's still putting good lap times down. Let's see, this last time by, it's a 2.2 second gap between the two of them by the looks of it. And we may have lost timing and scoring now because it's not updating for me anymore. So looks like, yeah, we're on lap 10 now. So Evan Holt is 102.4, 102.2 for Tyler Show. Not a big enough difference where Show will be able to catch him, but there's always a chance that Holtze makes a big mistake here in the final stretch.
Yeah, definitely. But man, this is an impressive ride by Holtze here after getting just, not the best start, but he was up there, right? But getting through small mistakes early by a bunch of other riders, and he found himself kind of gifted the number 1 spot. Didn't really make a pass on his own to get up there, but now that he's up here, he's absolutely throwing down heater lap times and staying consistent. So this has been a great ride right here.
Yeah, and he's going to have one more lap to go to try to make it happen. Time has just barely expired as he crossed the finish line at 10:01 on the clock. So Evan Holt now sees one more lap to go. Tyler Show is going to try to bring this thing all the way to the checkered flag. And in fact, Show just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 59.8. Only runner in the 59s. In fact, only runner in the 1 flats. He just went really, really fast that last time by. And I'm curious to see if he can bring this thing close. Oh, and he cases and goes down off the bike just as I say that. He had it under a second and immediately makes a huge mistake. He's going to remount, trying to hold on to second as here comes Hayden Stevenson jumping through, and he and Heilman still going at it for this 3rd position. They just will not relent. Heilman down the inside trying to make a pass in the whoops, and Stevenson blocks the line to hold on for this next rhythm lane. Tyler Show through that rhythm section ahead of them, but Evan Holt survives a barrage of attacks from a few guys, including Tyler Show on the final lap, and race 1 in the 250 class at St. Louis goes to Evan Holt with the 12 o'clock boy finish line jump right there. Tyler Show looks like he is going to hold on for second just over Stevenson, Heilman, and Seth Shirley going to round out our top 5.
And what a impressive ride by Holt. And man, a little bit of lackluster from Shirley after a couple mistakes. Didn't really move his way too far up. Got some dualies there off the finish line as those guys finished. Vander Koy of Moof finishing 9th. Alec Horn rounding out 10th place. Cash Woods, after coming through the LCQ, great start early on, comes across in 11th. Emmett Sun in 12th. Joey Arico, great start too, threw that away a little bit, comes across in 13th. Going to try to remount next race. Spies.
We got 14th. 2 guys down.
Zimmerman and someone else down on the start, on the straight, got into each other.
I guess it wasn't for position. I think it was Wyatt Carter. Yeah, dead last. And Zimmerman went by. Briscoe ends up 18th, Snyder 19th, and Lerona is the last guy to finish in P20. Penalties are in. Holtze stays P1. Show from Hayden Stevenson. No, John Heilman leaps Hayden Stevenson by 8/1000ths of a second.
Wow.
After penalties. Heilman gets 3rd, and then Stevenson ends up with 4th. Shirley 5th, 6th for Schaefer, 7th for Tyler Nichols, 8th for Race Cobble, 9th for Evan Vanderkoy, and 10th. Alec Horn on the number 27 machine. So Holtze picks up the dub in race 1.
pretty good race by those guys. I mean, Holtzy just taking what was given to him, right, and then making the most of it, running away with the lead there. I do like Show kind of sending it after dropping the fastest lap on the second to last lap of the race. You really have no chance but to go for it, so you got to kind of just send it balls out there. And seeing that mistake, he had a big enough gap, didn't even lose the position, but if you're going to go for it, you got to go for it, and he really did. So cool to see that out of him, but man, what a heartbreak by Stevenson, losing that position by 8 thousandths of a second. That's absolutely crazy. But man, look at those lap times, man. Show just running a 59.8. Next fastest was a 101.0 on the whole racetrack. So running 1.2 seconds ahead of the next fastest guy, but really 2 seconds faster than pretty much everyone else who was out there, especially on that same lap.
I know. I think we were going to be in for quite the barn burner of a finish there if Tyler Show could have stayed on 2 wheels in that rhythm section, because he was going to make Evan Holt really work for that win. But in the end, a relatively easy pickup in that final lap there for Evan Holt to hold on. And he has taken home race victory number 1 here tonight. All right, so coming up next is 450 race number 1. Real quick, want to remind you guys, in case you're just joining us, we are doing a MotoOption giveaway here tonight. Shout out to MotoOption Clothing and all that they do. Head over to MotoOption.com and check out what they've got. They got all kinds of cool t-shirts and hats and stuff. I still got tons of stuff from like 2012, 2013 when I started buying MotoOption clothing. So shout out to them for all they've done to support this game over the years. Giving away a Goddess of Speed t-shirt, Skew trucker hat, Ride Everyday keychain, and a Freedom sticker pack. All you need to do is head over to Start Your Systems on Instagram. Check out the post that we did earlier today about this giveaway. Comment below the name of the defending 450 Supercross MX Simulator champion and follow MotoOption. If your comment appears in our comments section, we'll add your name to the list of people that could win this here tonight, and we'll do a spin wheel right before the final races get underway to determine a winner. So shout out again to MotoOption. Thanks everybody thanks for them for the continued support over the years. And get involved by entering the giveaway over at the @StartYourSystems Instagram account.
Pretty dope. I've got a couple MotoOption clothing shirts too as well, but the thing is I still have them in my closet, but they don't really fit anymore. So I grew a little bit, but up to like a 2X these days now. So it's hard. I used to buy like large and XL, and then the XLs would shrink, and now I'm just screwed. But I keep them there. There's a couple shirts that I like. They give me some memories and stuff. I've got a little corner of my closet that has a bunch of stuff that doesn't really fit me anymore, but I'm too attached to get rid of it. And MotoOption just has 1 or 2 shirts that I've just always liked that kind of fall into that category.
Yeah, absolutely. Love MotoOption, all they do. We also love the Design Lab Co. And head over to thedesignlabco.com. Check out all their graphics and stuff. They're going to give you a whole shot winner here tonight in race 1. And Andrew Wood is going to pick between Jeremy Siebel, Tyler Lang, Logan Leitzel, Tanner Rogers, Devin Davis, Enzo Buttigny, Frank Jackson, Matt Cromie, Ethan Parks, Luke Sullivan, Austin Partolo, Jacob Hubbard, Jack Haley, Colby Eaglin, Nico Marchini, Braden Castellaneta, Daniel Mills, Johnny Badani, Alexis Leclerc, Jeff Cooper, Bryce Whelan, and Braden Carter on who's going to get the Design Lab Co. whole shot.
That was pretty impressive. I'm almost feeling like we might need to relegate Hubbard into like he's the 1B pick so that we can start to get some, because I feel like if I pick him, I'm like lame because he does or doesn't get it. And then when I don't pick him and he does, it's like, well, yeah, I should have just done it. So Jacob Hubbard, in my mind, I think I'm not going to pick you for the rest of at least the Supercross season.
All right.
And just kind of let it be known that I know he rips and he's got like a 90% chance to hole shot. But I want to go out there and I want to try to nail the other one when he does miss it. It's not going to be D Mills. Luke Sullivan's looking pretty spicy there. He's always in my head as a good starter too. T Lang didn't qualify good, so his gate's not going to be there. I'm trying to put some actual thought into this, and I am going to go with Tanner Rogers.
All right, Tanner Rogers out of the last chance qualifier. He's going to pick Tanner Rogers for the whole shot. I'm with you. I'm not going to pick Hubbard. He's probably going to whole shot, so I just don't feel like it's fair to pick him anymore. We're going to try to pick someone off the limb a little bit here. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go Johnny Padoni. I feel like a little bit fired up. 250 East rider out here trying to give it a go here tonight. Has some pretty good starts already this year, and give him a little extra power on a 450. A little throttle happy going down the start straight. Let's pick the 26 machine for the Design Lab Co. whole shot winner.
Look at us.
Not thinking Hubbard, I know, and he's gonna prove us all wrong.
Who would have thought?
He's gonna prove us
He's
all
gonna
wrong.
whole shot. He's gonna like time the gate to like Sexton at
I
San
know.
Francisco, and he's just gonna get it. Get on with it.
Get it on.
I don't understand what. I mean, obviously he has elite reaction time like that. That can't be. You can't overcome with any starting ability or with any start technique. You can't like overcome having bad reaction time. So he's obviously got that, but he's got more than just reaction time because he's got a great technique with it as well to be that automatic. I had that one year. 2013 outdoors. And then I don't know, man, the new techniques came out, you know. Leclerc started cheating and then that got stopped.
All right, here we go, folks. It's time for race 1 of the 450s here in St. Louis. Triple Crown is underway. Hubbard hits the gate, so it's going to give a lot of other guys some chances. And huge pileups going down the start straightaway. Padoni got there first, and Braden Carter is going to get the Design Lab Co. whole shot after all of that. Hubbard was down. Several other riders going down the start straight. Puts a lot of guys at the back. Looks like Luke Sullivan, Colby Eaglin, Alexis Leclerc, Pachone maybe all hung up with that. Jack Haley was down in the first corner, but they're all going to chase this man at the end of lap number 1. Braden Carter. Oh, man, this is going to be tough news for the rest of the field to see the one machine out front on lap 1.
Yeah, Castellaneta's got to get going and get going quick if he wants a chance to stop Braden Carter from running away. But, man, what a crazy start crash. I saw the number of 11 of Luke Sullivan start. I think he hit someone and jolted straight to the side. Then I saw someone explode and start flying the other way. And that just got crazy, too. People falling actually in the corner. But Braden Carter here, first time seeing the 450 the main guys here too, so going to be interesting to see if we see them break out any crazy lap times. We did see Braden Carter qualified fastest by like 8/10, so maybe there's a huge line somewhere in here that is that, or it's just elite corner speed.
Yeah, he's just cooking already on this first lap of the race and really getting away. He's bringing teammate Braden Castellaneta with him, who himself has been really on fire. And actually, if you think back to 2 weeks ago in Indianapolis, the last Triple Crown that we had, it was the 22 machine of Castellaneta who put 3 solid main events together to take the dub there. Now, Carter that night started his night with a 16th place finish in the opening race of the evening. And if you watch his stream back of that race, very frustrating. A lot of weird little crashes that some of them were not his fault, but obviously some of it was, and left him with a bad result. He went 1-1 the rest of the evening, swept out from that point onwards. So is this a chance where Carter could sweep here tonight, or will Castellaneta, the most recent Triple Crown winner, give him the business? Tanner Rogers goes over the bars heavy out of third. He just made the pass on Ethan Parks to get into that position. A lot of riders going by, and looks like he is going to get going right alongside Jeff Cooper here, which is in the 12th spot now, and Rogers slips back to 13th. Like Hubbard was all the way up into the top 10. He just slid out in front of them. Colby Eaglin has made a good charge on the 24. He is now up into 10th place, right behind Jack Haley, as we try to sort out where all these guys are that crashed at the beginning of the race. Leclerc has not made much inroads. He's still 18th. Luke Sullivan looks like he just went down again. He is still in 21st, as these guys are trying to get it all sorted in these opening few laps. So this is a good battle here for third. D-Mills is holding it on with Ethan Parks and Logan Leitzel right behind him. You've seen one of these battles. You've seen it 100 times between D-Mills, Ethan Parks, and Logan Leitzel. I mean, the amount of times these guys have battled each other, it's unfathomable. But here they are battling for third in this first race of the evening. And we're going to see who's got the upper hand in this group, because this is a fun little battle.
Yeah, D-Mills coming through that LCQ and be running third right now is awesome, but I was going to say that's what it's almost something I really like about a huge start crash, where you get a lot of the top guys going down, especially in these Triple Crowns, because it's like, it's not that it's ruining their whole night, you know, they have 2 more opportunities, but it gets us a chance to watch some battles of some people that wouldn't normally be up here. So Logan Leitzel right now we're on board with. You can see how close in position, but also in speed that these guys kind of are in this little battle. Leitzel chasing Parks, chasing D Mills. So I think it's always fun when we're not just seeing the straight kind of Leclerc, Eaglin, and Carter kind of 1, 2, 3 chasing each other down. And these guys actually have a pretty, or I thought they did, in front of them a huge gap, but they do have some competition right behind them. Who's that? Bryce Whelan and Jackson.
Yeah, 8-second gap up to the second place position in Castellaneta is what these guys are faced with right now. But Bryce Whelan, Frank Jackson starting to close that gap down. And look at Jackson just went quad triple into the corner. Whelan went triple quad, so alternating lines. Leitzel makes the pass on Parks. 5 riders almost nose to tail in the whoops. Look at these different lines right here. Look at how many different options these guys are taking. We got triple quads. We got roll, double triples.
Oh!
Leitzel lands on the back of Parks, takes Frank Jackson down with him. Sliding through all of that goes Bryce Whelan into 4th. He's now right on Daniel Mills, who is still holding on to 3rd place. Carter out front, 7 seconds ahead of teammate Braden Castellaneta. A couple laps in, ran a 58.9 and then a 58.96. So that is Braden Carter, back-to-back laps out front, absolutely cooking right now. Yeah. Here comes my daughter Holly into the room again. Let's see if she's got something she would like to say.
Let Holly cook.
You want to say something on the mic again, sweetheart? Okay, good night. Love you.
Good night. Wow, look at all those beers rolling around across the floor. Oh, hit your head, and just as Bryce Whelan hits his head and he goes down in that rhythm section, that was a big stack up right there as he goes dropping out of that, going
so that puts Parks back in 3rd.
Yes.
He is 17 seconds down of the race lead right now. We are 5.5 minutes into this one. It is separating
That's crazy.
In a hurry with how much this has changed up. So our leader continues to be Braden Carter at just about the halfway mark of race 1. I mean, dude, he is absolutely flying. 59.4. He has not put a lap in the last 4 or 5 laps over a minute flat. Like 59, 58, 58, 59 has been his lap times, and did a 59.4 to couple up with a couple 58.9s before that. Dude, he is flying around this track right now.
And not only that, he's the only person on the track to touch sub 1 minute. So not only is he staying away from those as well, he's allergic to going slow. I think that's what I've learned. Braden Carter has an issue with that. Keep that EpiPen on him at all times in case he has a track he doesn't do well at. But guess what? He does well at every single one of them, and that's why he is undisputed points leader basically so far. Just drops another casual 59.2.
Oh, Parks just went down in 3rd. You could see it going the other way. He is down and off the bike. D Mills goes by. Jack Haley goes by. Frank Jackson goes by. And Parks slips back to 6th. I want to go back and find there's a battle royale happening. There's a couple guys mixed together right here. Butigny, Colby Eaglin, Pachon not too far. But look at this battle back here for 15th. Jeff Cooper. I mean, this is where we're at this point. Jeff Cooper, Luke Sullivan, Jacob Hubbard, Alexis Leclerc, Nico Marchini. These are a lot of race winners just going at it for 16th. Like Sullivan, Hubbard, Leclerc, 16, 17, 18 on the Supercross triple right now.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems insane, but this is what you get in these races when you have 5 or 6 of these top guys go down. This 450 class is so steep that it's hard for them to make passes, especially on a track like tonight's where it seems like the track itself isn't really too much of a separator. It's been the guys' small mistakes. So as far as the lap times that they're able to put down, everyone is so close. They're not able to make those gains and make those moves. And that's just another thing that kind of goes to show you how much faster that Braden Carter is going. I wonder if we see Carter get any bad starts tonight and see if he does the same thing and gets held up in a position, or if he's actually able, since he does have that elite speed, to make it past as Sullivan goes down, leaving the whoops.
Leclerc goes by. There's Hubbard and Marchini still nose to tail with, who's that right behind him? Matt Cromie, another Phil Ski and snowboard rider. Austin Partolo, who's normally a good starter, is back. Look at this. There's like 7 or 8 guys going off the Supercross triple right now. And it's just an absolute dogfight for like 15th still. Look at Cromie giving the business to Hubbard, then gets stacked up with Partolo. This is the fun that's happening with these guys throughout the field. I mean, you'd hardly call it fun what they're dealing with at this point. But, Carter's now going to catch that group before long because they're battling so much with each other. They've allowed Carter back into the battle. And Carter finally goes over the 1 minute mark. Ran a 58.3, follows it up with a 1:01 flat. He's completely washed at this point. running that time. That's ridiculous. 8.5 minutes done, so we got 3.5 minutes and a lap left to go. Castellaneta still second. D-Mill's still third. Your guy's holding off, and his buddy Jack Haley right behind him.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but D-Mills is not that I don't. I know he's great, and he's just been waiting for it to click. But I had no worries in the LCQ. I just thought he might throw it away because he's been kind of having that luck. But man, got through the LCQ and got up here, and a great start. Avoided some of that stuff. But man, he's throwing in great lap times, not really getting caught. Jack Haley, his friend, I know they're in there in Discord talking to each other right now, and probably either chit-chatting too much or try-harding too much. But just like that,
D-Mills.
Commentator's curse, D-Mills goes down, and there's my best friend laying on the ground.
Jack Haley,
Hopefully he
Frank
doesn't lose
Jackson
too
go
much.
by, and there goes Ethan Parks. Here comes over top is Boutigny, who's finally made his way up to this group on the 46. Eagland in the background is still trying to close that gap down as well, with Bryce Whelan and Johnny Padani now rounding out the top 10. So this is good fights for these guys, because like Eagland down off the start has now made it all the way back to 8th, trying to get D-Mills for 7th, and will make that happen, bringing Marchini with them, I think. Padani, I should say. No, that is Bryce Whelan on the 31 that went by with them. So now Eagland up to 7th. Boutigny right there with them as well. And then now they are closing up on Ethan Parks, and Parks occupies a spot inside the top 5. So as good as the battle we saw earlier, look at this inside line.
Ooh.
Wow, look at that.
was
Forced
great.
pass by Boutigny gave him a little bit of a shove. Eagland stacks up behind that, and here comes Whelan trying to get a line. Oh, Parks almost goes down. There's Jackson down on the ground on the 28 ride. Eagland's kind of not able to get over this line very clean, so Whelan gets the pass done. Boutigny now goes up to 4th. He cases that jump on, as does Whelan. Eagland's trying to jump by all of them as he jumps to the outside and goes down. So now Parks goes by, Padani goes by, Jackson getting in the mix. There's the 55 of Tanner Rogers also going through the whoop side by side with Eagland.
Wow.
He shoves him off the track, and now Eagland goes from battling for 3rd to down in 9th, and almost crashing in front of that is Whelan. Eagland triples to the inside of Frank Jackson, stands him up, and we're just going back and forth right here in this little mid-pack fight as it's Parks, Boutigny, Padani, Eagland, Jackson, Whelan, Rogers from 4th back to 10th now, and they're still going at it.
Yeah, wow, I just had like crazy deja vu here with Eagland. That was weird, but man, Eagland kind of trying to move his way forward, and I was going to say he did kind of separate himself from that pack that I think he was trying to move up like where Leclerc is, but Leclerc stuck back in 13th, and Eagland is now battling inside the top 10. But man, look at this pack right here. Ethan Parks might lose a spot.
Down the inside goes Padani. Oh, these guys all trying to get that triple on, and Padani ends up going off the side of the track, still trying to make the pass, quadding to the outside goes Eagland. Jackson almost stacks in behind that, and Parks just cruises up the inside to hold position. This is still 5th. They're chasing Boutigny. Eagland gets stacked in the tough blocks. Jackson now goes to 6th. Rogers up into 7th, it looks like. Yes, in front of Eagland, who picks it back up in 8th. And it's just musical positions. These guys just cannot figure it out. And meanwhile, they got to be careful because Bryce Whelan and Alexis Leclerc, they're not too far back of this group as Leclerc tries to get into the top 10. Braden Carter, by the way, has lapped all the way up to 13th. He's got a 23-second lead. His time has now expired.
Man, that's... Braden Carter's just on another level, as we know, and we've seen multiple times this year. But to see it in this short triple crown race, I know a lot of guys were down early, but just domination over the other riders at the front. Braden Castellaneta, who is no slouch, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me to see him get 2nd in any normal race with all those other guys getting good starts. But he got dropped 24 seconds.
It's worse than that. He just went down because Jack Haley just went by into the 2 spot. So the 2019 champ having a really strong first race here. I mean, it's tough to say because it's 30 seconds off the lead, but he's in 2nd place. Look at where Carter is on the track. He's already entering the whoops as Haley goes over the finish line jump. And Whelan and Leclerc are next up on Carter's list of people to lap here in this first race. It's only 13 minutes of this race. He's lapped up to 12th, borderline lapping 11th and 10th just ahead of him here. Unbelievable performance by the champ. You think he's not fired up to try to clinch this title early, you would be remiss. He's also trying to beat Tyson Fresquez's all-time Supercross wins record. These guys are trying to maybe let him by. Carter, oh my goodness, lays out Leclerc for the final turn right there, and Leclerc going to get passed up.
Wrong one.
What do we got?
I thought it was like a
horn. So Carter tees up Leclerc. Leclerc ends up 11th. Jack Haley's still not quite finished yet, and Castellaneta's trying to give him a fight all the way to the flag here.
Oh my god!
Up and over this Supercross triple one more time. Haley and Castellaneta. Castellaneta doesn't get the corner as
go
well
up
as
the
he
inside?
wants. Does he try it anyway? He does, but backs out, and Haley gets second. So Castellaneta crosses in third. Enzo Buttigni got all the way up to fourth. Frank Jackson's trying to get up there and maybe pass him as well in this last turn. Buttigni goes defensive in the corner to defend, and Jackson rails the corner, but Buttigni holds on. Colby Eaglin ends up 6th. Devin Davis crawls all the way into 7th, with Ethan Parks in 8th just behind that. And Tanner Rogers got into 9th. Bryce Whelan looks like he's going to battle all the way to the flag and end up 10th. He was the guy right behind Leclerc as they cross the finish line. So there we go. Penalties are in. Trying to see if it changed anything up front. Castellaneta still gets 3rd. Jackson still gets 5th. Let's see. D. Davis finished 7th, gets 8th, so that promotes Ethan Parks to 7th. And then Rogers and Whelan stayed in position. Leclerc, Leitzel, D. Mills, Marchini, Padani, Sullivan, Cooper, Cromie, Lang, Pachon, Parlow, Hubbard was the rest of the running order in that one. Hubbard only got 13 laps of this one complete. Man, Braden Carter just absolutely, basically just got it out, laid in front of everyone and said, yep, this is what you got to deal with.
I mean, yeah, definitely laid it out. And, man, 58.3. Is that faster than his qualifying time?
Honestly, I don't even know.
I feel like
maybe
it's got to be close, but man, that is just absolutely unreal. And I was gonna say, like, he's lucky he's so close, I guess, to these kind of win records, because it seems like if I was him, I would get bored by just dominating how far he kind of has been. Almost reminds me of like Daniel Blair on PulpMX talking like Jet's gonna just get bored and then go race MotoGP. I think if Carter wasn't so close to trying to cement himself in the record books with some of these crazy records and like wins and all that stuff, I feel like he could just get bored. But man, if he doesn't, I don't think we're gonna see Carter lose a Supercross championship for quite a while. I don't know. He's just on another level, man.
He is, man. It's crazy, and that race right there probably just proved it. I mean, that's not even a full main event. That's 13 minutes of racing that we just saw right there, and he won by a margin that's pretty much the biggest we've seen all year. 30 seconds over second place. Just unreal stuff what Braden Carter's able to do week in and week out, and yeah, give us some real interesting stuff to watch every single week. All right, on to 250 race number 2. Alec Horn, Joey Arico, Evan Vander, Coy Hayden Stevenson, Maverick Snyder, Cash Woods, Tucker Zimmerman, Jake Spees, Wyatt Carter, Emmett Sun, Emmanuel Cepeda, Ben Nerona, John Heilman, Evan Holt, Tyler Nichols, Tyler Show, Seth Shirley, Wyatt Carter, Tanner Thorson, let's see, Tyler Nichols, Emmett Sun, Emmanuel Cepeda, Race Cobble, Timmy Briscoe, Trevor Burns. I think I got everyone in this one. Flashback to race 1, though, and it was Evan Holt picking up the race victory in that one, and Seth Shirley not having the first race that he would hope for. So what do we see out of race 2?
I think Shirley's going to bounce back. I think he gets a good start, a start that he's proud of. He'll have a decent gate pick after finishing 5th in the first one.
I think, yeah. I don't have my helper tonight with the cheat sheet, so. Well, I'll tell you what, since race 2s are coming up, Would you know what time it is?
DET still runs, so round 2.
Oh, yeah, baby. It's time for the second races of the night. If you're a desk chair, he'll definitely sleep on you every single night. No question about that. Yeah, well, that's just our lovable Nate guy who's probably already asleep.
I was going to say we could have Nate do it, but he'll probably be sleeping on us.
He's in the Discord just hanging out. Probably already asleep. Just shredding.
Just shredding.
Haywood, it says you're muted. I don't know if you clicked the button or something, but come on, man. What are you muted
it wasn't
for?
even unmuting. There we go. Oh, man.
Unbelievable. Man, look at Shack Attack 12
I
saying...
was saying good stuff, too, dude.
Dude, Shack Attack 12 in the chat. Oh, my gosh. It's like royalty has returned to watch the racing.
Hey, I heard myself.
That is two-time MotoOption Supercross champion Brian Haskell hanging out in the chat room tonight. Good to see you. Hope all is well with you, good sir. And, yeah, did hear his voice there for a minute. Just shredding.
Just shredding.
Yeah, that's what all these guys out here are trying to do tonight, man. They're just shredding.
Jake Speed's looking like the same gear set that his teammate was running too. That red and green. I don't know if I'm throwing them for the Lit Kit award.
Not a lit kit for you?
I think Lit Kit this week might be our own team with their ice kits all matched.
The ice kits are pretty fire, but
especially because they're all wearing them instead of doing their own thing. It's pretty sick.
all right, here we go, folks. 250 race number 2. Ken Holtze back up race 1 as we're off and running. Side by side with he and Seth Shirley into the first corner. Some bar banging in contact. Shirley lays it down sideways, and it's actually going to be Trevor Burns by a nose picking up the whole shot in this one. Evan Holt trying to triple to the inside and retake the lead, and the 18 machine has got it for the time being. His teammate tries to force it back up the inside, but Holtze leads once again.
Little baby doolies. I had to click that one early, and I thought we were going to get something, but getting a little disappointed from Trevor Burns. Maybe he'll make up for it. Maybe he's not a whip guy here. Cases that trip or that finish line there. But, man, what a great start by Holtze again. Going out, getting the confidence from winning the first race. Maybe he kind of, I'm not going to say lucked into it, but lucked into that position because I remember him gaining the lead by other guys crashing and kind of getting all through. But then once he was in the lead, he just dominated these guys. And let's see what he does here. Different line, goes for the double quad, and we'll see what happens here. I do like that rhythm. I like the double quad, triple, triple, but it looked to be a little bit slower, maybe at least at the beginning, but I think he might gain some speed towards the exit.
Trevor Burns is making Holtze work for it as Burns is going to go for the triple, triple, single to the inside. Holtze triples to the outside and just holds it off over his teammate. Emmett Sund is in third with Seth Shirley in fourth early on. So we're looking for some other faces that were up there. Remember Hayden Stevenson, John Heilman, they mix it up front. Tyler Show was second in the first race. He's in 21st at the end of the first lap. So a rough break for the Spencer Turley Racing Team program there out of Tyler Show with a second in the opening main event. But Evan Holtz trying to sweep the night here potentially with a 1-1 performance to start off the evening. That's what position he is in right now. Whether or not he can hold it is entirely up to him. Burnsy really keeping it tight here. And then here comes the one dub of Seth Shirley lurking in the background like he's just hanging out waiting for stuff to happen ahead of him.
Yeah, fourth place right now early on. I would be surprised if he's unable to go up and, you know, try to get himself fighting for this race lead. But
Holtze down!
Holtze down hard, drops a nose, and Emmett Sund right
runs
there?
him over, yeah, and then someone else got yeeted off the track on a, yeah, that was Vanderkoy, 86? Yeah, Evan Vanderkoy getting back on the track right in front of Holtze. So now Holtze goes from the lead to 7th, maybe 8th, as here comes Hayden Stevenson trying to get there side by side, but Holtze will hold him off. So Holtze now 7th. Burns leads this thing, and it's Seth Shirley who has now moved up into 2nd place. Shirley 4 seconds off the lead. Burns lays in a 1:01.484 last time by for his personal best lap early in this one.
Yeah, Burns got a big old gap there after just getting the lead after Holtze goes down in the whoop section. Kind of a bummer. We saw 4 dudes super close right there, and then one goes down and one gets stuck on the bike. But Trevor Burns, if you're him, has got to be stoked. I don't think he had the greatest first race here, so going to be a big mix-up in the points here. Always hard to kind of do the math, but the one person who has been consistent is with a 5-2 is your championship and undefeated race winner, Seth Shirley so far. it's all, I don't know like what to use when they're doing a Triple Crown. There's 3 races, but it really only counts as 1 race. But then I'm like, it's not really. I don't know. Seth Shirley really good. Trevor Burns crushing it right now.
Yeah,
And
Burnsy going to lead us across the line onto lap number 5. 3.5 minutes have come and gone. And Seth Shirley lays in fastest lap of the race at a 1:07 last time by. He was a whole second faster than Trevor Burns on lap number 4. Emmett Sun still in 3rd right behind that. Cepeda 4th, Vanderkoy 5th, and Holtze now holds on to 6th. So Holtze looking at a 1:6 performance. We're looking for Tyler Show still. He's in 17th on a 2:17. John Heilman finished 3rd in the first main event, or first race. He's in 15th. And then Hayden Stevenson was 4th. He's in 6th. So 4.6 for Stevenson, 1.5 for Holtze, and a 5.2 out of Shirley is what we're looking at for our kind of podium mix-up at the moment. Of course, a lot of things can change, and see if anyone else gets into the mix here heading into the final race. But I think this is where we're keeping our eyes on, as Holtze pulls up alongside trying to make the pass around Evan Vanderkoy. He's going to triple to the inside and try to block the line. Got the pass. Let's see if Vanderkoy gets it back. No, Holtze, good pass up there into 4th.
Yeah, showing some noses right here. Holtze making it work, but we'll see if there's any fight back from Vanderkoy if he's got it. But it's Hayden Stevenson as well. He had a pretty good ride in the first one, and he's starting to show behind him, as well as Cash Woods, I think, right behind him. So see if those guys start to move their way forward and keep battling with Holtze, or if they can all band together, pick up the speed, and start to move forward to try to put some pressure on the podium position. But look at Stevenson right now coming up behind Evmove and trying to make something happen here. There's not so much separation. Here's a difference right here though. Triple on with the double quad. Let's see how this ends up working at the end. Hayden Stevenson looks like he's going to be able to get it up the inside. Evmove though on the outside. Stevenson looks like he's got it. So I do think that triple on line is actually faster. And then I do like this rhythm that they're doing. Tire tap, double, triple into the corner. I think that's some of the most consistent line. One of the most consistent lines through that section. You don't have to seat bounce so hard off that small roller and try to clear.
Battle for the lead is on. Jump. Seth Shirley just laid in his best lap of the race again, which was the fastest lap, a 1:05. I mean, Trevor Burns did 1:01.8. He is not that far off of matching Shirley out front. But Shirley is just relentless. He makes a small bobble right there, goes back out to 2.5 seconds. How about Emmett Sund as well? Just consistent 102s. He's only 5 seconds off the lead at the moment. 3.5 seconds behind Seth Shirley as he tries to close up on that battle. But Emmett Sund also putting in the work right here. A little bit of a 4 or 5 second advantage over Evan Holt. Is that Burns down? It is. The race leader down in the whoops. We just missed it. He was trying to get through some lap traffic, and he is down on the ground. So look who's out front, folks. It was inevitable, it felt like, but Seth Shirley's leading here in St. Louis.
Yep, just like that. Pretty much the thing we've seen all year is number ones leading their races and taking them home. Seth Shirley and Braden Carter have been absolutely dominating their respective classes, and Shirley finds himself up front. So if he drops this and then gets himself another good finish in the 3rd race, I think he's gonna pretty much lock it up and keep his winless or perfect season alive, I would say. Seth Shirley though, just not really anything you can really do when he can get good starts and ride. It's not even that he's so much faster than everyone else. I know he does have the fastest lap, but it's the consistency that he's able to put in. We saw that with the bad start, and he had 2 falls in the first race. But when he gets a good start, maybe he's a little bit more comfortable. He's looked pretty much picture perfect so far in this one.
Yep, just now trying to put it in cruise control because he's already got a 5 second lead now on Emmett Sund, who took over 2nd place when Burns went down. So really, what's key to watch at the moment is whether or not Evan Holt can get to that 2nd or 3rd position, because with a win in the first one, if he could maybe make it all the way up to 2nd, really sets himself up for, the potential to try to cruise the 3rd one a little bit as well to get the overall win, because all that matters is the lowest score at the end of the night. And Holtze right now sitting on a 1-4 is still in the overall win position on 5 total points, because Shirley himself is on 5-1, which is 6 points. So it's a 1 point difference between them. They basically need to beat each other in the final race. But Holtze could do himself a huge favor if he could go get even his teammate or maybe even Emmett Sund here in the 2 spot.
Yeah, and I don't even think that it needs to necessarily be him going and getting one of these guys. I think he just needs to kind of stay up and hope that there's a big mistake. And just like that, Burns, you saw it. That's why you switched back to him. Started Huckabuck early. Oh, and Holtzy down as well.
Here comes Stevenson and Vanderkoy going by. Will he lose any more positions? Coming in is Thorson, I believe, or is that Schaefer on the 36? It is Schaefer. Schaefer now right there bringing Ben Nerona with him. So now Holtzy back to 6, and that gives Seth Shirley the provisional overall lead as it runs. But Hayden Stevenson suddenly becomes a bit of a factor because remember, he was 4th in the first one. He just passed Burnsy for 4th. Burnsy gives him a little bit of a shove to the outside, and then front end lock drags Stevenson to the ground, so Holtzy's going to get that spot back.
Yeah, man. Wow, that's unreal. Not only not able to capitalize, but also hurting himself by going down and losing more positions. We were just talking about how great it would be if he makes a move up in the points so far on the night, so that he has a chance to go and make Shirley have to prove himself. Wow, look at this little battle here. Holtzy off the side of the track. Schaefer off the side.
Yard sale for Stevenson, dude.
Dead. Didn't even go 2.5 there.
Oh, just was trying to give us the whip show and ends up going down hard. So Stevenson goes from a pretty good spot to really far back. He's 13th now. Arico, Cobble, Tyler Show suddenly looks at a lot of guys right in front of him that would be massive if he could pass. Remember, he was 2nd in the first main. And as I say that, he goes down. So everybody is basically giving this thing over at the moment to Seth Shirley with their mistakes. Evan Holt really the only one kind of sort of managing it as he gets back up to Vanderkoy, trying to pass back into 4th place here in the final few laps. Time has expired, but our race leader had already gone over the line in Seth Shirley out front. So 10-second advantage. Little mistake right there for the 1 dub. It still went for the triple, and triple out gets it clean. Not too bad. Then it's Emmett Sund and Burnsy in and out of the tough blocks right there. Back to our battle for 4th, though. I think this is where it's going to be at, bringing it down to the flag.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to keep an eye on Holtzy. So I think what I'm kind of going to be looking at again is can he just stay... Can he stay steady? He doesn't need to put down heaters. Take the pass if it comes to you. We just saw Vanderkoy frame that triple out there, lose a little bit of time. Holtzy huckabucking as well, but you need to look for those small little mistakes like he just made himself from the rider in front of him to just get those 1 or 2 tenths here and there and get a pass, not necessarily by being a little bit faster, but he is running out of time. Leaders across the mark for the finish line, and he's got 1 turn to go till he's got 1 lap. So he is kind of running out a little bit of time. I do think this is something where you're going to have to look at the gap that he has behind him. He's only got, let's see, 2 seconds, so he doesn't really have the room to kind of go and push and throw it in there and go for a Hail Mary. He's got to make this pass happen before then.
Yeah, as it runs, he and Shirley are dead tied on 6 points apiece for the overall win. Obviously, there's still one more race to go after this, but does Holtzy just look at that and go, whatever, I'll just go in tied. I'd have to beat him anyway. Or does he go and try to get that 1 extra point just in case it matters going into the final race? He's going to give it a last-ditch run here into the whoops right behind Vanderkoy. Going to go down the inside. Vanderkoy, a little bit of a swap. We'll get back to that action in just a minute because Seth Shirley is going to take the win in race number 2. Burnsy's gotten all the way up to 2nd. Sund went down, so this fight continues on for 4th, and they're a little bit closer to Emmett Sund. Vanderkoy trying to hold steady in this 4th spot. One final sequence of corners. Oh, looks like Holtzy kind of stacked it in right there, so Vanderkoy looks like he's got it. He'll hold on for 4th, and Evan Holt means, with that 5th place finish, means we are at a dead tie going into the final race for the overall. Emmanuel Cepeda, Ben Nerona, this is a good fight right here. John Heilman has made it up in front of Stevenson. They're still in a fight with each other to the flag. Let's see what happens. Stevenson stands him up and puts Heilman on the ground. Tyler Show goes by and Schaefer goes by. Those are 2 critical positions right there as Joey Arico then crosses the line right behind that. Show gets all the way to 9th. He's now on 11 points. We're going to try to calculate all this out real quick in just a minute so that we have all of our numbers down A-OK. I'm actually going to get a sheet.
The old school Kellen going acoustic. Man, what a crazy little three spot swing right there for Stevenson as well, or no, Heilman as well, getting put on the ground, losing those positions there. Let's see, when cuts come through, I wonder if something actually might have changed with cuts, just because I think I see Heilman 2 spots behind
Yeah,
Stevenson?
Heilman looks like Heilman he's up to 9th now. So Heilman went from 11th to 9th. Schaefer stays 10th. Show goes from 9th to
13th.
13th.
Jeez.
And then Stevenson 7th, ahead of Nerona, who's now back to 8th. So that's a little bit chaotic, but Shirley on 5-1, Holtze on 1-5 going into the final race. We're going to write this down real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much going to have to be a straight up kind of win, beating Holtze, beating Shirley, because he would have been, if he was ahead by 1 and he lost, he probably would lose the tiebreaker, I think, if it's the last race winner. So would have needed to, I guess, doesn't really change anything, but man, how crazy it would be if he was able to, stay up and maybe get a position or two, and kind of make Shirley have to win and then him have to get 3rd or 4th or something. So Kellen's going to be checking some points right now. 9-4 for Ev Move. That is Big Barkin, as B. Lars says in chat. Yeah, what do we got going on in chat, boys? Anyone want to get any questions? Want to talk Triple Crowns, dogs, frogs?
Stevenson was 4th in the first main.
I don't know. The dog is still on my lap. He has not moved. He is not beating the CP investigations. I can't tell if his eyes are closed. I will check with my camera. His eyes are completely closed.
What was Emmett's son in the first race? Let's see. 12th.
Howland, Stevenson, Shirley, Schaefer, Cowell.
And then what was Burns 15th? Yeah, it's tight. It's definitely.
It's toy like a toiga.
It's toy like a toiga.
Maybe not too toy at the beginning, but this tight podium is gonna be crazy.
All right.
Let me see that intermission screen real quick.
Let's see what we got here. Let's go to webcam only and see the
Can I
dog.
pet that dog?
Snuggled up. Let's get Awood's name tag out of there. We don't need that. Oh,
He
the
is
dog
still,
just
eyes are
out.
closed. I was playing with his ears. I was, folding him back, just giving him some nice little pets, and he is fully schlumped, and I'm fully covered in hair. Oakley, Roxy, if you got another dog, what would you name it?
Moose.
That's a good one. It's a good one because it's, one, just a great dog name. I know a moose, but also motocross still counts.
Yeah, Marvin Moose can.
You're telling me I wouldn't? Oh, is that why? I thought you meant like the gear.
No.
Like Filthy Phil wearing moose.
Yeah, I
just
mean like
ugly.
that too, but yeah.
Moose skin.
Roxy's named after Ken Roxon, so.
That's true. Well, I'm surprised you didn't say like Hurley.
Oh, right. Not that into Jeffrey Hurlings. I'm not Lewis Phillips.
Who's your favorite GP rider
Of all time?
No, because
right
I know
now?
that is
Yeah, you don't.
Townley?
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
101. Everts. Who's your favorite like now?
My favorite is that this race is about to start, Andrew Wood. We're not even talking about it. Here we go.
are!
It's 450 race number 2 is off and running. Big jump out of the middle. That's Tanner Rogers trying to get the whole shot. Oh, around the outside, Hubbard goes deep. Who's going to get it? It's a Filski and Snowboard freight train with Tanner Rogers getting the whole shot. Tire tap 3-3 down the inside to hold off his teammate. Big crash again into the second corner. Takes a ton of guys out. Oh, Rogers swoops the line on Carter.
Woo!
We know that Carter was really upset with his teammate a few weeks ago, but Carter slips up the inside right into the race lead, and he just looked back over the finish line jump and handed out a checkbook because he's checking out.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Anything. This is exactly what the people don't want to see. We saw it with Shirley last race, and we saw it with Braden Carter as well. The number 1 red plate, who's pretty much undefeated, getting a early lead is not what the guys want to see, especially when he's about 2 seconds a lap faster than everyone else on the track. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on, is Carter able to keep it on 2 wheels, and maybe we're just gonna try to see how many people he can lap and how big of a gap he can get. But Tanner Rogers with a great hole shot. And was that not my Design Lab Co hole shot pick?
It was in the last one. Ooh, Carter just
No, I
cases
was
and goes
going
off the
for all
track.
3. Like
okay, all 3. You picked Tanner Rogers? Well, you
yeah,
got it.
so I
Second
got
one.
a dub. Easy dub.
Easy dub.
You're welcome.
I'm still trying to get Padani up there, but it's
Yeah,
not
well,
looking good. 21st place at the end of lap number 1.
Mr.
So here we
Tsunami.
go. At the end of lap number 2, it is Braden Carter from Tanner Rogers, Enzo Buttigni, Braden Castellaneta. Actually, Ethan Parks moves up into 4th. Nico Marchini, Austin Partolo, Colby Eaglin, Frank Jackson, Bryce Whelan, Jacob Hubbard inside of the top 10. Cromie, Leitzel, Sullivan, Cooper, Lang, Castellaneta, D. Mills, Haley, Leclerc, Pachon, Davis, Padani. The rest of the running order at the end of lap number 1. Remember, Jack Haley was 2nd in the first race. He is currently in 18th and back there with Alexis Leclerc, just like we saw Leclerc deep in the field in the first one. Carter just almost OJ'd that quad into the face of the next one. Enzo Buttigni starting to close that gap down a little bit. It's just a Phil's commercial out here. You got Carter, Buttigni, Rogers, and Marchini trying to get into 4th right now, battling it out with Ethan Parks. You got Sullivan, or that's Partolo, I should say, trying to mix it up behind these guys as well. Got to watch out. That was tight with Eaglin getting in the mix, and Marchini still working on Ethan Parks. There's 4 Phil Ski and Snowboard KTMs inside of the top 5. There's 5 inside of the top 10 with Matt Cromie running 9th. So these guys are literally everywhere. Braden Carter has hired the whole field, and this is the benefit he reaps in having basically everyone on the track on his bike.
Yeah, I got that Star Yamaha program going on, but look at this. 4th place, Ethan Parks on that sexy SYS Start Your Systems Productions bike. But look at this. Heckman has to double, triple, and he's going to get scrubbed under by District Design Riders. That is Nico Marchini going up, and he's actually a Phil's rider.
Oh,
just
that's
kidding.
Eaglin just landed on Parks and
dead.
went down. I don't know how Parks didn't go down with them because they actually hit pretty hard in midair right there. So Parks loses another spot to Partolo, who's exiting stage right, gets back on. Here comes Frank Jackson on the 28 down the inside, trying to make the pass on Parks as well. End up nearly side by side, but Parks goes 3-4-1 to the inside to hold position, and Jackson funnels in behind him, but it's still on in this battle for what is now 6th place.
Yeah, Parks, I mean, a couple mistakes and stuff, but he has definitely been showing up tonight. As far as he's just been a consistent guy, being at least up front and in some of these battles here. Need to see him hold on, though, and kind of work his way forward. It seems like he's holds stagnant where he's at and then has been slowly moving backwards. So would like to see him put together a couple good laps and make some moves forward, but he does have some competition right behind him. He's just got to hit his marks. Stay steady, and man, a lot of these guys, it does definitely seem like they're really racing the track. It's not that difficult, but these guys, maybe just with the different rhythms that they have chosen and then small mistakes there, but it's hard to kind of tell what's going on because everyone's doing different things.
Yeah, that's a pass right there by Partolo up the inside, got by momentarily around Marchini. Rogers, who is now... So he goes from 2nd back to 4th. Sorry, timing and scoring kind of throwing me for a loop right here. Partolo now battling it out with Rogers for 4th. Then you got Parks. Cromie's moved up into the mix. Leitzel, Castellaneta, Eaglin. Looks like that is rounding out our top 10. But that fight right there is still pretty good for 4th with Rogers trying to hold on to it. And, man, Carter, if you look at the mini-map on the upper right-hand corner of your screen, is gone.
Chickadee checked.
Yeah, that's ridiculous how far out he already is.
Out before he wrecked himself. Don't know if he can wreck his series, but because he is just absolutely dominant. Look at Partolo, though, chasing right here. We see the 2 different options. There's that big quad to the outside. They have to get stopped in that 90-degree corner and then put it all together. And look at these guys, both going to go for the same line here. Does one of them get it cleaner? Partolo looks like he's losing a little bit of time here. Both go for the quad, single to the inside, and back and forth. That might be a spot where they're getting a lot of their cuts, too.
Yeah, that's true. They're going outside of the mechanics area right there, gaining a little bit of an advantage as Partolo shows a wheel there to Tanner Rogers, but not able to make it happen just yet. 1 flat 0.9, 101 flat. So they were basically even that last time by. It shows how close this fight still is as Carter continues to click away the laps out front. This battle, like, it's materializing, but it's not quite there yet. So let's go back here because this one's pretty good. Castellaneta and Eaglin nose to tail, and a good little freight train of riders behind them as they all battle just outside of the top 5 right here. Castellaneta trying to make amends from an up and down first race where he just kind of missed out at the end of that one from maybe getting up into second on Jack Haley, ended up in third. Eaglin, meanwhile, really rough first race, down in the first turn. I don't know how Logan Leitzel didn't crash right there on the 3, but
I don't either. I thought he was cartwheeling, but in reality he was holding reverse, I think, and standing up and flipping his bike and getting himself back up. That was really weird. Logan Leitzel, though, pushing the inside. Look at this. We might get some... dude, whip it!
Oh, who's down? Is that Partolo was down and just got shoved by Boutigny.
And look at Parks, how far he has dropped from where he once was.
Yeah, he's back outside. And here comes Jack Haley. So Haley's crawled all the way into 9th now. This is our second place finisher in race number 1. Let's reset it for just a second so I can see where everything's at. Carter, 15 seconds out front, 7 minutes into this.
Oops.
Marchini's second, Rogers third, Castellaneta's now 4th with Leitzel 5th, Eaglin 6th, Leclerc is all the way up to 7th, Cromie 8th, Haley 9th, and Boutigny rounds out the top 10. So some of these guys trying to make amends. Leitzel just went down. Everyone's going to hop over him. Moves everyone up a position as Boutigny's still trying to work on Jack Haley. Cromie is all over Leclerc, and Marchini is all over Colby Eaglin. I think Eaglin just actually got up into 4th, and he is trying to close the gap down now to Castellaneta. 1 flat 0.1, 1 flat 0.8, 20 seconds off the race lead. These guys are all just fighting for second now. Carter's so far out in front. It's unbelievable.
I mean, in his lap times, too, you go through and we check, and we're like, oh, there's a 1 minute 0.8, 0.9, there's a 101.1, but it's like then you go and look at, and he is dropping 58.726, fastest lap time of the race was the last lap by Braden Carter, and he just keeps going faster. D Mills told me not to, in his name, says, "Hey, would stop mentioning me in 18th, so maybe if I did talk about you, you'd be doing better." Come on.
Got
Get
him.
it together. God, I'm trash. Couple guys, though, talking about Leclerc having a way better race after being down early in that first one. He's up to 5th. Cromie with a great ride. Jack Haley trying to move up forward and get up there after his second place finish, but Boutigny, Castellaneta, Parks, Partolo, all these guys are just struggling back here. But not this guy, Castellaneta, 3rd place, just trying to cruise and make his way there, but he does have company. Eaglin has been fast, just made some mistakes, but I think he'll be right up on the rear wheel of Castellaneta here soon.
Yeah, Castellaneta just cased the crap out of the rhythm section before the mechanics area, and that cost him a ton of time. He's actually kind of inching up on teammate Tanner Rogers in a fight for second, and I think both of these guys are slowly reeling in the 55 machine. So this could be a 3-rider fight for the second position in this race before long. Jack Haley is now 6th, and I feel like Haley, Castellaneta, that's kind of becoming the fight for second place overall behind Carter to see where they end up, with Haley getting 2nd in the first race. He's now 6th, and Castellaneta getting 3rd in the first race, and he is 3rd once again. So as Haley continues to climb forward, see where he ends up in this one to see how much it affects the overalls. That is Rogers making a mistake, and Castellaneta and Eaglin jump right over top of him to continue their fight, which is now a battle for second place.
Yeah, battle for second is all we're really going to get. I mean, that's kind of been the name of the game in the 450 class this year, because ever since like round 2 and 3, it's been pretty much Braden Carter's thing. Whether it's each individual races, he's been dominant. A couple he's given up. Not perfect season like Seth Shirley in the 250 class, but man, battle for second is just the theme of the year, it seems. But Colby Eaglin's showing some speed right now, and the way he's railed those last couple corners shows me he's trying to move up and get past Castellaneta. They got gifted their podium spots real quick, but just like that, one big mistake. Colby Eaglin tries to get by, makes a bobble of his own. Quad to the outside is what he's been doing, but not close enough. Let's see what happens to the whoops here.
Castellaneta taking a really interesting line by doubling in right there, but then still singling out at the exit. Most of those guys going 2, 4, 3, 3, but Castellaneta's doing some other option that still puts him on the inside. So I'm curious to see next time by what that is. Whoa, going a little deep on the triple. Kind of missed the corner. And Eagland ripped it. So the fight is back on again. He is right on him as they cross over the finish line jump, with both of them laying it down very nicely. So we're down to the final minute plus a lap of race 2 of the 450s out here. And Eagland is putting the business on Braden Castellaneta's rear fender. 24 seconds off of race leader Braden Carter right now, who in his own right just ran his worst lap of the race at a 1:03.3. Better than basically anything I could ever hope to do.
Yep.
But yeah, he is definitely cooking out front right now. And Eagland is just trying to make something happen with Castellaneta. There is that line from Castellaneta again. I think going 2:43.
That time he tripled on, actually.
Oh,
so
did
that
he?
was
Okay.
just the same line without the quad out. I was keeping an eye on that. Look at that, though. Big gap he just got. Eagland messed up the entrance to that rhythm section. That's going to gain him probably another quarter of a second, which is a lot with how close that Eagland has been putting that pressure on. Castellaneta, though, gets himself a little bit of free air right here, but this is really the only battle that I can see so far. We might have to go real far back to find something else out.
Matt Cromie up into 5th now, just
Cromie
cased the triple.
Framing it.
So Buttigny just ahead of Partillo, and they're all on Cromie now, who just cased this triple. So that's a good fight with Marchini behind that. And then Jack Haley, his 9th now. So Haley having a bit of a rough go as almost Buttigny and Cromie come together. Cromie back up the inside on his own teammate, lays him out, says, enough of that. You do not get to shove me aside just like that, good sir. So Marchini and Cromie now will have a little bit of a fight going on between that. It's a Phil's 1-3-6-7-8 right now. 1-3-4-6-7-8 for Phil Ski and Snowboard KTM. They are just literally everywhere. They are just unable to allow other riders into this mix, it seems like, as Marchini gets through the whoops really clean. Oh, Eagland has gotten around Castellaneta finally for 2nd place. 59.8 last time by as well for Eagland. It looks like he just got it done over the Supercross triple and made that pass stick finally. So that battle has ended essentially for this time being. We'll see if it picks back up before the end of this, because Carter's about to bring us down on the checkered flag.
Yeah, I mean, he's just riding this thing home. He's got a couple turns to go, but just another dominant fashion race where not everyone went down off the start, but he was still able to gap the next fastest guys by 20 seconds. Getting a little sketchy right there, but man, he's bringing this thing home easily.
Braden Carter down to the final turn. It's a 1-1 performance so far here at the Triple Crown in St. Louis as he wins race 2. Colby Eagland trying to hold off Castellaneta to keep Castellaneta back in P3 for this one yet again. Looks like he is on his way to doing that through this corner. A little stack up there, but all good. Castellaneta not close enough. So Eagland holds on for 2nd, Castellaneta 3rd. That's a 3-3 for the 22 ride thus far. Tanner Rogers got all the way up to 4th in this one, with Austin Partillo 5th. And Jack Haley does claw back to 6th, though it's 2-6 now for Jack Haley, trying to keep track of where all these guys are finishing and what they most likely will factor in for the overall, because Carter is
Overall podium, though.
Yeah, overall podium is what we're trying to say. Jeff Cooper, Alexis Leclerc, Nico Marchini, and Jacob Hubbard round out the top 10. Bryce Whelan just missed out. Matt Cromie, Ethan Parks, Buttigny down on the start straight. Not going to get past, though. T-Lang is too far back. Luke Sullivan, the first rider, a lap down in 16th. Leitzel 17th. Davis 18th. Padani 19th. Jackson 20th. Joan 21st. And D Mills in 22nd. We'll just wait for those penalties to come in. See if anything changed up here. Doesn't really look like it, as Carter keeps a clean sweep rolling into the final race. All right.
Dominant
Indeed.
see.
It is time to announce the winner of our MotoOption giveaway. And we're going to take a couple of these things off the screen real quick, just to kind of get them out of the way for the time being. And we're going to pull up our giveaway graphic onto the screen. So I've put everyone's name in here. Let me double check one last time that no one else has added their name to the list, and we're going to pick a MotoOption giveaway winner. See if anybody else has been added.
I did not try to enter.
I think a couple couple more people have been added in. So let me write some names in here just to make sure that I'm not missing some people. It's like, that's good, that's good, that's good. But yes, it is closed now. I already told you guys 3 times tonight how to join. And if you missed it earlier on, sorry. These people have been around watching the stream the whole time, so they get dibs into seeing who makes it. A would pick a number between 1 and 5.
4.
4. So we're going to shuffle it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we go, folks. Let's see who wins the Moto Option giveaway. It's our guy Saru.
Saru
618 is the winner. Wins the Moto Option giveaway.
Hey yo! Second comment to the winner.
You
Wow.
love to see it. Man, everyone had their chance, but it is Saru picking up the win, and he gets the reward. The reward from Moto Option. Big shout out to Moto Option Clothing. If you missed it, this is what Saru has just won here tonight. A t-shirt, a trucker hat, a keychain, and a sticker pack. We will be reaching out to the man, the myth, the legend, Saru, in a little bit here to get his information so that Moto Option can send him that prize pack. But shout out to Saru for always supporting, always repping, and keeping it real every single week.
Oh yeah, you know he's gonna be wearing that too.
You know it for sure.
Wearing that, he's gonna be repping. Who wouldn't? I mean, I don't know what more you could want. Stickers, keychain, fire shirt, dope hat. Someone's sister is missing him.
Yeah, what the heck is going on?
She's scratching. She wants to be in here. I can go let her in.
Whatever you'd like to do, Andrew. It's
Whatever.
okay.
I mean, I'm already covered in enough dog hair. Might as well make it 2. Get the most jealous dog in the world in here. Let's go see what's up.
Awood's gonna go.
This mic is struggling today.
Awood's gonna go check on the dogs as we get 450 or 250 main event number 3 up. See, look, if we go to webcam right now, up, he's getting up. He's getting off the couch.
Come here.
Are they gonna get back up on the couch? Let's see. There's Roxy.
This is Roxy.
Roxy's
the most
hanging out.
Jealous dog in the world.
Yeah, Oakley got off.
Oakley's like,
Roxy's still chilling.
don't care. Oakley, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. He doesn't want anything to do with his sister right now.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna get the Design Lab whole shot? The Design Lab Co. whole shot in the 250 class. She says, John Heilman.
John
Thank you.
Heilman.
Thank you for that pick.
All right, Roxy's got the John Heilman pick for the whole shot in this one. It's not a bad pick. I'll stick with it. Dogs are all hanging out. Just they gonna leave or they staying? We don't know. It was trying to get people up into the room. All right, Design Lab Co. whole shot. John Heilman is the pick in this one for the broadcast crew on who is going to get the whole shot in race number 3. It's a tie between Holtzy and Seth Shirley for this overall win. Let's see who gets it done. Oh, wrong timer. We're going to put that timer up instead. Let's see who gets it done in the final race of the night here at St. Louis for the 250 class. Triple Crown action. We're off and running for the final race. Gate is down. It's a drag race.
Oh.
Couple guys getting together. Couple big crashes.
Shao and Enrico down.
Was that Holtzy just cutting the track in the first turn? Seth Shirley gets the whole shot. It was Holtzy who went in and out of the tough blocks to make sure he came through in second place. And I think he was just doing that to make sure that Seth Shirley did not get away, because Shirley comes out with the Design Lab Co. whole shot in this one. So Holtzy is going to send it to try to make this pass in a hurry. Look at this. Great drive down the start straight. Going to get right up behind Shirley. Up and over the finish line jump, scrubs it down. Let's see if he gets to this inside line on the wall jump. Not quite. As they sweep the corner and try to go for the lead. He's going to try. Let's see it. Down the inside. Puts Shirley over the berm and goes down himself.
Fudge.
It's going to be Cash Woods taking the race lead. Shirley now in second place with Stevenson in third. Just did not quite work out there Oh, and man, Shirley has to check up because Cash Woods almost goes down right in front of him. And Stevenson takes over second place.
Man, that was wild right there. Such a good move. I thought that was smart. Before he can get away early, you want to go up the inside and make a pass, even if you have to get aggressive. He didn't completely punt him. He did push him off, but took him out himself. So now Seth Shirley, he doesn't have too much competition here. Got to keep an eye on Stevenson or Briscoe, see if they can put some pressure on early. But the way that Seth Shirley's season has gone, I don't know if he's going to have much competition here. If he stays on two wheels for the next lap or two, I think it might be over for these guys. And definitely, I think it's over for Evan Holtze.
Yeah, Evan Holt went for it and has 18th place to show for it at the end of lap number 2. So that is a tough break for Holtze, who went into this final race tied on points with Seth Shirley. Now at this point, he's just going to be hoping and begging he can get into a podium position after winning the opening race of the night. So Shirley putting it down, trying to continue on with his perfect season. No, it wasn't the cleanest way to get it done tonight with a 5th in the opening moto, but if he goes 5-1-1 right here, this will be his 7th straight victory in 7 tries to start the season, and it's looking like he is on his way to not only clinching this title, but maybe, just maybe, making that perfect season prediction come true.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it right there. The title will be clinched at least one round early if he keeps going the way he has been. I don't know if he'll be able to get it 2 rounds early with it being such a short season, but he's getting closer to that. But perfect season would be such a great accomplishment. And after that 5th place in the first one, it looked like there might be a small crack in the armor. But man, he just showed everyone that this is what he does. He goes out there and he's making it known that he's just out here to dominate. And after one bad race, to start this thing off, he's just gonna, he's a champion. This is what it takes to be a champion, even if you're not going for a perfect season, is knowing how to bounce back.
Yep, so he's going to just try to get away from the rest of the field and put in his laps out front, hit his marks, and maybe make this thing happen. So Hayden Stevenson, we're trying to figure out some overalls here. Stevenson has gone 4-7. He's now in second place in this one. So this is looking at 13 points for Hayden Stevenson. Trying to figure out some other ones. Timmy Briscoe hasn't really factored tonight, nor has Tyler Nichols, Jake Spieth, Cash Woods, Race Cobble. Ev Move kind of fringe here a little bit on a 9-4 going in, but now running 9th right here. So John Heilman just went by him. Heilman has gone 3-9 and now looking at an 8. Oh my gosh, these scores are seriously all over the place. I have no idea what to make of the overalls as they run right now, because even Evan Holtze, who's in 14th, might have a shot at the podium still.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's hard. This is the one race where we really need our helper, Zach Dupuis, who's not here tonight, but he's done so much great work for us. But this is going to be really difficult math. You've got your leaders going to have a 6, and then everyone else, it's like the second place finishing person, a 15 might be second or good for a podium. So we're going to have to try to do some math here and get you guys some closure after this race is finally over. But
sorry.
Who knows? No worries. You're good. I think we may have a little bit of help here, which is dope. At least reference to the 3 different races here, so we can kind of peek over and do that. Sorry to keep clicking on and off the screen for you guys. So we're on with Vanderkoy here, Ev Moof, as they call him, who's in 10th place right now, pushing behind Showy. We saw him go down on the start, and he's up to 9th, trying to have a good finish after having a great first race. But looks like he's unable to kind of make some moves here. This has been the theme of the night. It's not too much crazy passing, just waiting for mistakes. I've said it a million times, but I think I've only seen maybe 3 passes all night that was somebody actually going and being faster than someone.
Yeah, so Tyler Show in the mix here. John Heilman just in front of...
Oh
my gosh, what a save for Tyler Show as Evmoof just funnels in behind him, trying not to get collected in all that chaos. It's actually kind of funny, this group right here, Heilman, Evmoof, and Show with a little bit of Emmett Sund, kind of the battle for a podium, more or less. They're just behind... No, Heilman is actually in a podium spot. He's on 20 points overall right now for 3rd. Vanderkoy is on 23, and Show is on 24. Evan Holt also on 24 points. At least that's the update from iMoto251. Thank you so much for the help right there with that spreadsheet. But, man, these guys on 20 points battling for a podium right now.
Yeah, and in case you don't know, battling for a podium with what would be average race finishes of 7th and 8th is what we've got here tonight, which is just crazy. Because if you go 7-7 right now and you're telling me that all you got to do is go get another one to be on the podium, that's absolutely crazy. But these guys are making it happen. So Heilman probably doesn't even know that's the math unless he's got someone around kind of telling him, doing the math for him. But, man, to be this far, I guess, back and still battling for one, and just like that, we see him go over the bars, gets a kick right there, wiggles his front wheel as he tries to ride it out, but eventually succumbs to the endo.
So Show goes by. I think he's behind Cash Woods. Schaefer goes by. Vanderkoy through. Where is... Well, that's Emmett's son. Where is Evan Holt? Here he is. He is in 16th now. Oh.
That is... Bless you! As Kellen sneezes, Evan Holtz sneezes his face down into the ground. In the whoops, another rider gets into him. He gets back up, loses 2 spots. But, man, what a tragic turn of events here. Just moves back up into 17th place after coming into this one tied with Seth Shirley for the race win.
Really tough race
and this
for
is,
Holtzy. Is that
somebody get
Corona going down?
Somebody get over there to his house, do the Heimlich, because he is choking.
Yikes. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Seth Shirley, we just got the update from Saru that Shirley is muted in Discord. He's locked in,
try hard.
Wants to win this race so that he keeps that perfect season alive. I mean, not to say foregone conclusion, but Hayden Stevenson, who's second on the track right behind him, even if Stevenson passes him, there still would be a 4-point difference between them. Shirley would go from 7 to 8, and Stevenson would go from 13 to 12. There'd still be a 4-point difference, which means Shirley would have to finish outside the top 5 with Stevenson winning for Stevenson to win the overall. And then you'd have to figure everything else out behind that. Tyler Show, Evan Vanderkoy, John Heilman, and Evan Holt all separated by 1 point in a battle for third, but they are so far off of everything that it's unlikely they're even going to be mixing it up with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's just crazy when you got that big of a gap. Stevenson doing the best he can do in this race besides, I mean, beating everyone else on the track, but still can't even get close to touching where Shirley's points are at. Everyone just has been so inconsistent. Here we have Show right now trying to make a move here. Look at this. They both go to the inside. Who gets the better drive in the whoops? Is he going to go outside and hope that he can make that work? Look at that double across the start straight. Doesn't make the pass yet. Whoa!
Nichols with a weird little kind of kick off of that ends up going down.
Yeah.
So Show moves up into 5th now. Nichols gets going in the 6th spot. So Tyler Show came into this one on 2:13. So he was on 15 points. Now in 5th, he is on 20 points.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that with John Heilman. Heilman was on 19 in the update of the logs right there. So Heilman coming into this went 3-9. He's now in 7th. So he is on 19 points. So he's up 1 on Tyler Show for the final spot on the podium right here. It's just crazy how much this is all mixed up tonight. No one has been consistent, and it just kind of shows how this season has been in this 250 West division. As Shirley just clicks off win after win, these guys are going, what?
Dooley! Sorry.
I was looking at my notes.
It's okay.
Here.
They were opposite, but
these guys are going 4-7-9,
closest.
4-7-2, like all over the board with this. It's just so hard to keep track of who's doing what. As now Tyler Show goes around Cash Woods into 4th and is closing up on Jake Spees. Tyler Show is cooking, man. He wants this podium bad.
Yeah, man, he's moving, and we saw him moving in that first race. Almost moves himself right off the track, but able to wrangle it down. Still hits that rut good, but he is trying to go up and make a move right here. Throwing down, just absolutely see him pushing so much more than the people around him, but it just seems like no matter what they do, there's not much they can do on this track to actually gain a timing advantage. Only having 2 rhythm sections, those are kind of the only separators. So we'll see what happens here once they get into this long rhythm section. Can Show get a good drive?
Yeah, he's trying to close up on... Oh, it goes down. That was Spees that went down.
Spees went down.
And
he hit him.
Took a couple guys with him. He just took Cash Woods down as well. And then here comes Heilman. So Spees gets going as Show picks it up still in front of Heilman. Yes, Heilman's still behind him. But now Heilman can see that Tyler Show went down again, and Heilman's gaining positions. Gosh, this overall score is going to be wild. Cashwood just goes down again. Where's Evan Holt? Because he could change
down back there.
He could change all of this if he gets up there and starts passing some of these guys. He is in 14th, and if he can just move into the top 10, he gets third place no matter what, based on where all these guys are currently finishing. So he's got to try to hope to get a couple more positions here. It is white flag. He is not going to be lapped, at least at the moment. He's going to still have one more lap to try to make a few passes on the final lap here. But either way, third place is going to be one heck of a battle. All eyes back on this man, though. Seth Shirley, a 5th in the first moto, looked maybe a bit vulnerable tonight in the quest for the perfect season. He did not sweep the Triple Crown at Anaheim 2. He's not going to sweep the Triple Crown tonight, but he is going to convert on 7 for 7. Seth Shirley wins the St. Louis Triple Crown to remain perfect on the season thus far. Hayden Stevenson coming down will pick up 2nd overall with this result, unless Evan Holt passes about 9 people on the final lap. But Stevenson's going to put a solid day together, end up on 13 points overall, go 4-7-2 for 2nd overall at the end of the evening. Jake Spieth looks like he's going to try to hold on for 3rd, Sund 4th. Heilman got up to 5th. He's pushed Show back, so that should lock down 3rd unless Evan Holt can pass a bunch of these guys on the final lap. Tyler Show's been pushed back even further, and now Evan Holt is too far back, man. He's lost way too much time. This 3rd overall should be Heilman's, barring anything crazy. A 5th in this final turn should be enough to lock down a podium, as everyone else still
look how close. 4 dudes, 1 time.
4 dudes, 1 time. Mm-hmm. All right.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to come.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. I say that every time I have 4 dudes.
Yep. So let's see. Man, they even shuffled positions after the race. Nichols goes from 8th back to 9th. Cashwoods goes from 9th to 10th. And Burns goes from 10th to 8th. So again, still position shuffling. Looks like Heilman with that 5th does lock down 3rd overall. Stevenson 2nd overall. And your winner once again, Seth Shirley, number 1 dub on the JIBR.co KTM. And with that, I believe Seth Shirley is now tied with Rasmus Balzer on the all-time wins list for the 250 class. Let me double check that again. See the list.
We're just checking.
So Shirley was, yes, he was on 9. He's now 10. So there's 3 riders tied for 10th, or tied atop the 250 all-time wins list with 10 wins. Rasmus Balzer, Jeremy Smith, and Seth Shirley.
Balzer, who just subbed to the channel. So, you know, if you want to be like Balzer and Seth Shirley, you can sub to the channel as well. Just in case.
Evan Holt jumping in the chat right now saying, I'm dumb, but I didn't want him to check out. Valid. Went for the pass, didn't work, but tried his best.
Yeah, and I mean, he went down early, right? But he sabotaged himself later in the race. Even when we looked at him with 2 laps to go, we saw him at a certain spot, and those guys all close together still going. We checked back in within the next lap, and he had lost time because he had fallen on his own. So just one of those things where he set himself behind the 8 ball early on. But man, if that pass goes any different way, if he ends up going over the berm and crashing, and Holtzy is able to ride away, maybe Holt takes that one down without having to worry about Seth Shirley at all. So you went for it. You knew what you had to do, and it's better to try it early than for him to get away and you never be able to see him for the rest of the race. So I respect it, and I think it was the right idea.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to be better.
So unofficially, the overall is Seth Shirley P1 with 7 points. Hayden Stevenson 2nd overall with 13 points. John Heilman finishes on the podium with 17 points. Emmett Sun picks up a really good 4th place overall with 19 points. And Evan Holt rounds out the top 5 on 20 points. That is your 250 Triple Crown scores here in St. Louis. So one more race still yet to go. 450 race number 3 coming up next. We're going to try to keep tabs on these Triple Crown scores as we roll into the final race of the evening. Braden Carter sitting on a perfect 1-1 result thus far. Making it look easy. And let's see. Yeah. So Braden Carter, like I said, making it look easy so far. Does he keep the ball rolling and sweep, Haywood?
Yeah,
He does. All right.
always.
Clean sweep for Braden Carter. You sticking with Tanner Rogers for the third main event for your whole shot pick?
No, since I got him, I'll go ahead and switch. I was trying to treat it like an FFL, and just kind of give myself 3 chances to win. Not D Mills, he sucks. It is going to be a guy who has done really well here tonight. Hasn't put it all together though. Braden Castellaneta.
All right. I'm going Hubbard. I think he finally gets it done this time. I know we said we weren't going to pick him, but you know what? Forget about it.
All right.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Hubbard's whole shot in the last race.
He's whole shotting.
Let's
You know what
see
I'm doing?
what happens.
Shredding.
Just shredding. Here we go, folks. Time for the final race of the night of the Triple Crown here in St. Louis. Who's going to get the whole shot? Who's going to win the final race? We're off and running. Tanner Rogers ripped a great one again, but those guys are swarming. Hubbard up the inside, pushes a few guys out. Down the inside he goes, and Jacob Hubbard picks up the Design Lab Co. whole shot in the final race of the night. Well, I told you it was coming, and there it is, the 78 machine out front in St. Louis.
Bro, we need to freaking interview this kid one of these days because I want to know what he's doing. He's cheating. He can't be that good.
Yeah, man.
It's just unbelievable. Automatic, bro.
Leads lap number 1 on to lap number 2 for the 78 machine. Rogers second, Chone third, Carter in fourth. This is the roughest start of the night for Carter thus far, which is wild to say that a 4th place is his worst start. But he was in the lead a little bit earlier in the first 2 main events, so now he's got some work to do to try to make it happen. Coming into this one, Braden Castellaneta sat on 6 points, but Castellaneta's not up at the sharp end of the field, it looks like, just yet. Marchini right behind Carter, and Castellaneta's 14th. Carter going really nose high on that quad, but moves up into 3rd to get around Anthony Pachone in the process.
Yeah, Carter's out here standing on business, moving up early, and I would not be surprised on a track that seems like you can't really make up time. Braden Carter is the one person we've seen that's been able to. A small bobble by Rogers there, singling into that corner, so that's going to let him get up on the rear end a little bit more. I would not be surprised if by the end of this lap, I didn't even mean this lap, but it could be literally this next corner, I wouldn't be surprised if Carter is in the second, if not right on the rear wheel, trying to make a pass for first.
Yeah, he's putting the pressure on his teammate. It's a Phil Ski and Snowboard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top 5 all Phil Ski and Snowboard riders as Hubbard continues to lead on lap number 3. This fight for second is certainly on, though. Do you think Carter, at this stage of it, wants the sweep? Does he care, or does he just want the overall win?
Wants the overall. Nah, I feel like he's trying to do side quests, so it's really like, I'm already going to get the overall win. Why don't I go 16th wide down the inside and make the pass stick? Should be easily. Look at the way he jumps into that a little bit more, just a little bit deeper, kind of keeps him low, and just like that,
Rogers
another 2 insides in a row. Rogers blows the berm.
Ooh.
Carter blows the rut. He's not used to that rut being small, but still able to hold on and stick to the inside. And
Ooh, Leclerc goes in hard.
Down, too.
Yeah, front end over that rut, and down he goes. Several riders go by. I think that was Castellaneta who also just snuck by right there. It is. So Castellaneta, who was closest to Carter in terms of trying to win this overall here tonight into the final race, sat on 6 points, now sits on 13 points for Braden Castellaneta as he's up to 7th. And Carter in second place is still just on 4 points. So he's got a 9-point advantage as things run. He's going to need quite a bit more stuff to happen to him before things fall in the favor of anybody else behind him, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's really got any chance. It's crazy that this gap has been able to build between first and second right here. I think Braden Carter maybe just a little bit antsy and kind of thinking too much about it. I think maybe he does want to win so bad that he is pushing and making these small mistakes, but I think maybe he will settle down and it'll just start clicking off lap times, and we'll see him start gaining like a second lap.
Yeah, it looks like he's slowly getting into his groove. 59.7, 1 flat 0.3 for Hubbard, so gains 0.6 that last lap alone on his teammate and good buddy out front. Rogers third, Marchini fourth, and Luke Sullivan, finally we see the 11 ride having a good main event. He snuck up into the top 5. He has just not been anywhere near the front tonight, which has been tough to see the 11 struggle so much, but solid start here in P5. Tyler Lang right behind him in 6th, a similar situation. Frank Jackson 7th, and now Castellaneta back into 8th, just in front of Leclerc. There's still a good fight between Castellaneta, Rogers, Eagland, and Haley in a fight for 2nd overall, even if Carter's going to walk away with this thing. Rogers just went down, so Rogers, who was 3rd overall before that crash, is going to see a lot of points fall his wayward. And meanwhile, up front, change to the lead. Carter's already taken it over, and just as I say that, he lays it down. Hubbard goes by him, and now we got a little bit of a race going on as Hubbard wheelies into the corner.
Yeah, this will be fun to see the battle. Look at these guys. Hubbard throwing a front flip and riding it out. He's going to have the inside here. Braden Carter, his teammate.
Whoa.
Oh, Braden makes a mistake. Gets on the gas a little too hard there and too early and actually loses that spot. So now Braden sees himself fall back to 3rd.
Yep.
So that's going to be Castellaneta in front of him. No, it's not. It's Nico Marchini.
It's all right. There's
Just
too many
kidding.
of these bikes. I get it.
Yeah, only the 18th Phil's ski and snowboard rider inside in this race. So, and they only have a couple different sets of gear. And Nico Marchini messes up that rhythm a little bit. We see that big line by Braden. Braden's going to go outside, set himself up. Let's see if he has the whoop speed to get up the inside and pass him. Doesn't matter. Marchini explodes anyways.
Yep, so Carter back into 2nd, and here comes Luke Sullivan in 3rd. Now look at this freight train, though. Castellaneta dealing with Frank Jackson alongside of him, and here is Leclerc trying to mix it up as Castellaneta quad singles. Leclerc lands on Jackson, almost takes out Castellaneta.
Oh!
We got guys getting sent. That's the 53 of Marchini, I believe, who just took out Eagland.
Yeah,
but
Leclerc's
Donnie just
dead.
went by these guys. Leclerc was down, so a lot of guys just had some big problems right there. Probably the biggest benefactor was Castellaneta. He snuck by all that, and now he is behind Lang, who is up into 3rd. Wow, okay, so that's a quick change. Something happened to Sully as well in that mix, because Lang's moved up to 3rd, and Castellaneta knocking on the door. He's trying to go 3-3-3 tonight.
Yeah, that'll be a great, consistent finish by someone other than Braden Carter, which with the way everything's gone, especially with, he definitely was helped out by that first, not getting caught up in that first race's pile up where we saw half the field go down, and that's going to allow him to get fairly easily, I guess I would say, without having to battle from way behind in that first race, hopefully up onto the podium. So here we see him right here gaining a little bit of time, going to the inside. You see how those outside lines work. They gain a little bit going into it, but you get a little bit more speed to exit. So going to be interesting to see if he can come up and make this pass on Lang. This is the first time of the night that Lang has found himself up inside the top 5.
Yep, looks like we got a battle for the lead brewing again. 9/10 in it between Hubbard and Carter out front. So Hubbard's made it past the dreaded lap 6, by the way. It's lap 8, and he is still leading this thing. But now he is going to deal with the second half pressure in this race from teammate Braden Carter. Hubbard going for the quad, shorts it, but does not fall off the bike. Shorts the triple out and makes it clean. Carter is certainly on the prowl, though. 58.4 last time by for the champ. 1 flat 0.6 for Hubbard. I mean, he's dipped down to the 59s as well, but it's just unbelievable what Carter's consistently able to do at the front of the field here.
Yeah, I mean, we see those, though, but as this race, more so than the rest, he has been running some bad lap times. This one's going to be a heater, though, too, as it comes around.
1 flat
Ooh,
0.4.
1 flat. It looked like he
9.8
gained a
Hubbard.
lot of time on Hubbard as they came around that triple. So, I mean, he's still moving, but it seems like he has these fast lap times, but he is every like 3 or 4 laps, he'll lose like 2 or 3 seconds by just making one big mistake. So he really isn't riding how he does in the lead when he checks out by 20 seconds. I'm not sure if we're going to see Braden Carter be able to get past and get up in the first place in this race.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a little bit wayward right there with how he kind of had his rear tire swap a little bit. And now, Hubbard in and out of the top blocks, goes down but stays up off the ground, fortunately. But
Story of my life.
Yep, that's Carter into the lead and perhaps gone now. We are down into the final 3.5 minutes of this race.
I'm gonna come.
Hubbard is a little bit far back at this point as Luke Sullivan is hanging on for 3rd. Castellaneta slipped back to 4th. Castellaneta 3-3-4. Carter with a perfect score of 3 points right now out front. Let's go back to Jack Haley because Haley is currently 3rd overall as it runs. 6th place for him in this race on 14 points. He's got 4 points over Tanner Rogers and Colby Eaglin to finish up on the podium here tonight for the 2019 champ. This would be huge for Haley, who is not really, I don't think he's been on the podium for a few years at this point.
No, I mean, he's been like showed some speed even at times this year, whether it's qualifying for a race or in a heat race or something, but hasn't been able to kind of put it together. Doesn't really care, doesn't really practice, just shows up on race nights and races, but every once in a while it's going to click, and it's crazy that the time it does click, it's not one main event. It's being consistent in the Triple Crown. So it'll be crazy to see if Jack Haley is able to. He's got some pressure with T. Lang right on his rear wheel right now. But, man, I love that line they're doing, mostly because I would be scared to do the seat bounce kind of step over line. I just love them kind of tire tap skipping there. But Jack Haley's looking good, looking comfortable, and just whoa! Is that a...
That's Sullivan right there in front of him for 5th place now. So Sully slips back behind Rogers. And actually, that's going to help Rogers a little bit to make that pass on Sully. He's not quite close enough yet on Haley, but I think he just gained another point to get 1 point closer to Jack Haley. Like I said, Sully slipping back a little bit. So Haley, not out of the woods just yet. If he loses a few more positions, could fall the way of Tanner Rogers or even Colby Eaglin, who I think is still right there. And Sully just goes down hard with Rogers on the right side of the track. And T. Lang is trying to pass Haley as Leclerc quads up to the outside, almost goes down. Oh, and Lang is going to make that pass stick on Haley.
I'm going to come. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what Kellen's doing, clicking all over the place. Got 18 monitors over here, but not one of them showing the race.
Good Lord, A-Wood's just dropping the ball on the sound drops tonight. Unbelievable.
Because I went back to check out the chat, and then I'm over here.
It's penis.
It's ridiculous is what
That's
it is.
what we got. I just want to see some freaking dualies. I've been hovering my thumb over this button all night long. We haven't gotten one good dualies from me and Kellen and the drop of me and Kellen at the same time. I want some quadsies. T-Lang, let's go.
Nope.
You guys freaking suck. Jack Haley canceled.
Luke
Sullivan canceled.
Canceled.
Eaglin,
he's not even side by side with someone. You can't cancel him when they don't have the opportunity.
Yeah, but they're not even whipping, so then there's not even a chance. Chromie will toss it. That's freaking right.
Oh, a little scrub.
A little turn down.
Yep. No one's side by side. It's just there's not really battles happening, which is really what's killing.
Trash. All right, Johnny Padani, slow down. Wait for
D-Mills is
gonna quit.
Is he gonna do a setup change?
Maybe he's locking on to a man named Alexis Leclerc.
He let a couple guys go. He was in front of Partlow and Parks, I believe, and just pulled off to the side of the track. So that was weird. But D-Mill's now back to 20th, and yeah, something weird is certainly going on. Pachon 21st, and Boutigny is out of this race. So yeah, we're getting down to the bare end of this race for sure. Trying to find a potential battle. Carter is going to check into the white flag out front in a minute. Maybe this one here between Rogers and Leclerc. This might be dualies. Let's see.
Dualies!
You didn't even hit the drop.
I did.
It was with us?
It was too loud. Yeah, it was with us. One more time.
Dualies!
Oh,
So
Rogers
good.
slides out.
That's for Logan Carr now.
And Leclerc goes by. So Leclerc makes another pass. Rogers is trying to fight back. Leclerc's off rhythm here. Leclerc has to quad out to try to keep it close. Rogers repasses the 7, and they're still just going at each other. This is an interesting fight here for 7th. Don't think it has much to do with the podium, but Rogers is 4th overall.
It's kind of just
Wait, what happened to Jack Haley?
a whole lot of nothing.
Haley is now way out of a potential podium, and it's instead Eagland who's in it in 6th. So what happened to Jack Haley? Haley dropped anchor hard. He's now 11th. Oh,
Wow.
did exactly what he did not need to do. And Braden Carter's trying his best to throw this thing away on the last lap. He made a couple mistakes and almost
There's another one. There's my boy,
down.
Ethan.
He's stuck behind Ethan Parks, and jumping into view behind that is
Do a
Hubbard. It got pretty close here as Carter's trying to complete the sweep. In and out of that rut, though, and it looks like it's going to be A-OK. Career win number 27 for Braden Carter as he sweeps the Triple Crown.
Almost didn't make it.
Seconds in it. He is 2 wins away from tying Tyson Fresquez on the all-time wins list now. With that win, Tyler Lane crosses the line 4th. Eaglin 5th. Ends up getting on the box because of that result. Castellaneta, with his 3rd place finish, goes 3-3-3 for 2nd overall. Leclerc crosses the line 7th. Anna Rogers 8th. Matt Cromie 9th. And Devin Davis down on the start straight, but he will pick up 10th place.
Nice little solid finish by D. Davis here. 11th place.
Solid finish, no question about it.
Solid finish. Man, this racetrack tonight. Oh, also shout out T Lang for the best whip I've seen tonight off the finish line. That was cool.
Nice.
Rode it out, went deep. But man, this racetrack just seemed. It's kind of weird racing tonight. It seemed like no one really could do anything, even though
there's so many options.
There's so many heaters. There's so many options, but no one made like any passes unless someone was falling or making a huge mistake. It seemed rare that we kind of just had someone like really grease a rhythm section or come up the inside or get some speed. I don't know. Just felt a little bit different.
All right. Overall scores here tonight. Braden Carter wins on 3 points. Braden Castellaneta 2nd on 9 points. Colby Eaglin 3rd with 13 points. Jack Haley gets 4th on 18 points. And Tanner Rogers rounds out the top 5 on 22 points. Quick update real quick. Looks like Seth Surley let me know he is now tied with Rasmus Balzer and Jeremy Smith in the 250 class. And the East-West Showdown is in 2 weeks. So you guys better be ready for that coming up soon. But Braden Carter takes the win. Seth Surley remains perfect on the season. And that will do it here in St. Louis. All right, back in studio with you guys, Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood.
And the dog.
Oakley the dog still hanging out with us here
Just
tonight.
the butt, though.
He had a good time here tonight. Let's get a look at Oakley. There he is. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
He's just hanging out, having a good time with us here all night long. But yeah, good night of racing, Andrew. Like you said, it was maybe we expected a little bit more out of this racetrack that we didn't get, but overall, Triple Crown, still some fun times tonight.
Yeah, good time. Started out with the LCQs, what we always kind of want to see. So, just a little bit more domination, kind of more of the same that we've been seeing from these guys on this. But I think we're going to have a week off, right? And then we're going to go.
Yep, we'll be back at Foxborough in 2 weeks'
showdown.
time. No, Foxborough is a East round and then a showdown in Nashville. But yes, we will be back in 2 weeks' time. We're not going to be streaming next Wednesday, but 2 Wednesdays from now, we'll be back for the Foxborough round of MotoOption Supercross, round 13 of the 450 action, and round 7, I believe, of 250 East. So yeah, join us then. Hopefully you guys will. Appreciate you stopping by and watching here the broadcast of round 12 of MotoOption Supercross from St. Louis, the Triple Crown action. For Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood, Oakley the dog, Roxy the dog, everyone here in studio here tonight, as well as RaceFactoryGaming.com, the DesignLabCo.com as well for the support, and everyone that puts on the show every week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks in Foxborough. So long for now.
These nuts. Got him!
no longer has testicles.
Oh, yeah?